in chains. All this time with you, I took the pain. Knew that it was wrong to stay. So I told myself I'd walk away. I think I'm ready now, ready now, ready now. And I'm so over you dragging me down. Just wanna let it out, let it out, let it out. Feel so free, gonna shout it out loud. Without you, I'm limitless. There's nothing that you could do to break my spirit or shatter the silence. Oh, I'm telling you that I am fearless. Without you, I'm limitless. There's nothing that you could do to break my spirit or shatter the silence. Oh, I'm telling you that I am fearless. I am fearless. I am fearless. I am fearless. It's like a battle every day. Burning as we watch our feelings fade. You always hated my mistake. I miss myself, I'm not to blame. I think I'm ready now, ready now, ready now. And I'm so over you dragging me down. Just wanna let it out, let it out, let it out. Feel so free, gonna shout it out loud. Without you, I'm limitless. There's nothing that you could do to break my spirit or shatter the silence. Oh, I'm telling you that I am fearless. Without you, I'm limitless. There's nothing that you could do to break my spirit or shatter the silence. Oh, I'm telling you that I am fearless. I am fearless. I am fearless. I am Felt like I was stuck in chains. All this time with you, I took the pain. Knew that it was wrong to stay. So I told myself I'd walk away. I think I'm ready now, ready now, ready now. And I'm so over you dragging me down. Just wanna let it out, let it out, let it out. Feel so free, gonna shout it out loud. I will shatter the silence. Oh, I'm telling you, I'm telling you. I am fearless.
Gaming Morning Show.
Tell your friends, tell your mom, Gaming Morning Show is on.
Wait,
Austin, your mom is here?
No.
Why did I look over where Bob is?
Austin, your mom is here?
Is she over there?
I sure hope not.
Is she in the box?
Whoa.
I haven't seen her in like 2 days.
Get out of here, Beelin. I just got the new marble tile installed and you'll mess up the grout. Besides, like our friend Oh Guitar Boy said,
Sorry, KK.
it's time for the clinically acclaimed Gaming Morning Show. Or should I say, award-winning.
And we have a clip of the year, friends. It is the Lost City of D live.
Glad we won.
Woo! Burp, burp, burp.
Kiki Low is in search of something.
I need a D that works.
There's the D searching in the universe because the D is currently broken.
Gaming Morning Show won Clip of the Year.
Oh my gosh.
But don't you dare expect to put that Chris Emmy Memorial Clip of the Year trophy in this
I
box.
probably should have prepared something more special.
I'm getting the walls repainted soon. Now, where to put the chandelier or the bearskin rug? Oh, and the piano. Can't forget that.
Maybe there is somebody in the world that can help her. Maybe somebody who sings a song.
6 to 9 a.m. Pacific. If you wanna get specific, I couldn't imagine any other place to go than to start the day with the Gaming Morning Show.
Morning, gamer. Thanks for being here. It's Gaming Morning Show. It is the Tuesday edition, March 22nd, 2022. That's right, it's 3/22/22, which is just one more than 2/22/22, which was the date that we celebrated last month in February when we were here on February 22nd, 2022. It is not February anymore. It is in fact March, and that is why today is March 22nd, 2022.
I just can't wait for 11 years from now when we can celebrate Threes Day when it's 3/33/33.
It's a lot of threes. So many of them. Maybe they're just backwards E's. Did you think about that? It's like the date fell off a cliff. It's like ee! You know how that would sound if Goofy did it, right?
Do they get smaller as they go because the date is getting further away?
Yes. That's what subscript and superscript are for, so it's for that purpose specifically. That is Sports Talk Gaming, left side of your screen. I am Hefty Goof. Thank you for being here, wherever you may be. Thank you for anyone who's watching on Facebook Gaming and on YouTube this morning, giving us the thumbs up. Thank you for any hosts and such on Twitch, as we are a morning radio show that plays games. It is good to see the pre-show crew assembled by Scott Chick 20 after 5 o'clock. Downs was here as well. Kate Zaid also showed up all before 40 after 5 o'clock this morning. Even Kalaf checked in at 6:04 a.m. Pacific time today. It's great to see everybody wherever you may be. We are live also on Twitter Spaces again as we continue to do a beta test of how to use that as an audio-only presentation of the show. You can also click the audio-only option in Twitch and take us along with you, or on YouTube Premium. You can minimize us. There's lots of ways to enjoy Gaming Morning Show. We have the Houston Storms in our rundown because I read this morning that a whole bunch of folks are out of power. Center Point Energy customers have lost power during storms. You can tell that things are not going well across the country for a couple of reasons. One, Mike's not here. Mike's internet's down. No word if it's because of a tornado or if because someone snipped Mike's internet line. Snip.
Maybe a tornado snipped Mike's internet line.
So hear me out, okay? Bill Paxton, Helen Hunt are strapped to a pipe using a $25 belt from Target. Okay. They're just floating, their legs are kicking. It's like, ah! Right? We're in the eye of the storm. And then the P5 tornado just reaches down and goes, snip. Sounds plausible.
That makes sense.
Does it?
No.
Okay.
But I like it.
Yeah. Twister 2, that's the plot. Warner Brothers or whoever made that movie, we can consult. Just let us know. We're happy to show up.
Twister 2, even more twistery.
What happens when a twister has a pair of scissors?
Ooh, scissor tornado. sounds pointy and sharp.
Shears tornado. This time it's like Sharknado but with scissors. Anyway, in all seriousness though, and Kate Zay just said we had a tornado warning today too. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I saw the Houston area was having quite a few storms, so anyone who is actually impacted by tornadoes, it sounds like Mike's situation is not tornado related. Although I don't know that for sure. But you can tell that this is a sign because also the Wii U is trending this morning on Twitter.
Ugh.
I know.
I'm going back to bed.
Is it going to be a bad day when Wii U is trending on Twitter?
Why? Why would they do that?
I didn't actually go that far in depth because I just happened to see it on the rundown. And I was like, oh, Sports Dog Gaming's. You can just be thrilled to find out that it's trending on Twitter. Maybe that's what they're calling the new Switch.
The Switch U.
Wii U. We want a second shot at this.
No.
It's the new name of the thing. So, yeah.
It's just like the first Switch, except it's made by Fisher-Price.
Exactly like it. Exactly. Today is World Water Day, As Young as You Feel Day, National.
Really
Tell me more.
I'm tired.
I actually feel really good. I had a pretty okay day yesterday. Yesterday was Hefty Wife's birthday, and she just kind of relaxed and chilled. I will admit, like, I worked in the garage, so I was moving stuff around and whatnot, so it definitely wasn't a relaxing day, but I feel pretty okay, to be honest. You know what I feel like? And you'll appreciate this as a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
I feel sore throughout my body, but here's why. It's because I'm actually moving my body with this transition. I'm out exercising. I walked on a treadmill, and I don't like to jog on a treadmill, so I will set the incline up and do a walk, usually at like 2.5, I assume that's miles per hour or something like that on there. And so basically I'm just walking uphill for 70 minutes, right? And so I noticed, I was like, oh, my hamstrings or the front of my thighs are super tight. So I was proud of myself because I'm like, at least this pain isn't because I've been sitting in a chair wrong.
Yeah. No, this is good pain.
Thank you. Thanks for being proud of me.
Proud of you.
Thanks. It's National Goof Off Day, National Bavarian Crepes Day. That seems oddly specific.
Bavarian crepes are just flat Bavarian pancakes.
National West Virginia Day, National American Diabetes Association Alert Day.
Oh.
We shrink that down to the NADAAD.
The NADAD.
Yep. National 3D Day, National Egg Day, not Egg Day, but Ag Day.
Is that like word for agriculture?
Yes, it is exactly what that means. Does it sound any different when I try to say National Ag Day versus National Egg Day?
Yes. But I'm also
Ag.
reading the word.
The chat, does it actually sound different? Because captions are getting me with egg, EGG, on each of them. Egg Day versus Egg Day.
Now, AG is also the chemical symbol for silver. Silver. So is this National Silver Day?
It's actually National
Or is it-
Silver Agriculture Day.
Ooh, gotta raise those silvers.
Yep.
Breed them up.
It's for everyone herding silver today. Yeehaw. It's also Daffodil Day.
Nice.
Daffodil is kind of in the realm of doily, even though doily is way funnier. But Daffodil is kind of a fun one.
That's a good one.
Are daffodils the one that have like the circle and then the...
That's what I envisioned. But no, I immediately doubt myself.
So happy you know what I'm talking about. Look. I'm a daffodil.
No, it looks like a daffodil's like a yellow flower with a you remember Alice in Wonderland?
No. I mean, I know what that is. I don't remember the movie.
Oh. That won't help.
Okay. Really quick, can someone in chat please identify this flower?
I think you are right. I think that's a daffodil.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I know it's not
Now
a
that you
dandelion.
did it a second time. Yeah, the dandelion's a...
That's a dead
One of those.
dandelion. Or I actually don't think they're dead. Aren't they like spreading their seed?
Yeah, that's Act 3 of the Dandelion.
It's good. It's good to see Zevtastic this morning. Good morning. Thanks for being here for Gaming Morning Show. Digital.games is here. Drew Mega is here. I was just thinking about Drew Mega the other day. It's good to see you. Drew Mega is one of the folks who sent us a "How do you watch GMS" picture, which you can put in our Discord, and we always like to share those during our breaks. It's good to see everybody. Here's our topic of the day. It's kind of a hodgepodge. Today, Tekken 3 turns 25. We'll talk more about that coming up in This Day in Gaming History when we do birthdays at 6:50 a.m. today. So if you have a birthday you want to celebrate, please let us know. Matt Ryan was traded from the Falcons to the Colts in the NFL, so we'll have that at 7:50 a.m. with sports. And then, as we mentioned, Houston Storms are going on right now. Wii U is trending, a whole bunch of stuff. And so we asked you the question, because Matt Ryan got traded. When did someone you rooted for change places? And I tried to make this as broad as possible. And as a very sports-minded person, I couldn't think of, like, equivalencies in a lot of ways. Like, does this happen very often in other situations other than sports, where a person who played for Team A now plays for Team B? But I figured maybe your favorite head of research and development for a very popular morning radio show that plays games all of a sudden started research and developing for, I don't know, a person who, you know, tries to make scammers' lives hard, right? You know, maybe Kip Boga poaches K-Lap sometime, and we don't have that person in our life anymore, right? So I'm trying to find a way to, maybe like someone who used to make, you know, Aftershock or BioShock or something, you know, then started to make
some sort of shock.
Yeah. Did I just say Aftershock? Isn't that a liquor?
It sounds like it.
Okay, I think it is. So, anyway, try to go with me on this one, because I'm curious if that's come up. Here's mine, because this is really easy as a sports fan. Shannon Sharp is my favorite NFL player of all time, and he played for the Broncos for, you know, basically a decade. And then after we won our 2 Super Bowls, signed with the Baltimore Ravens, and actually ended up winning another Super Bowl, finished his career in Denver. But I was heartbroken when he left the Broncos. So there's a good example.
That's a good one. The only one I can think of is back in the day when I watched more baseball. Jim Edmonds moving from the Angels to the Cardinals back in the early 2000s. Amazing center fielder. Was always he was a really good center fielder and always made like amazing acrobatic catches and destroyed himself by diving for balls and smashing into the fence. And yeah, he left for the Cardinals. That was a sad day.
I didn't remember he played for the Angels.
Yeah. He was there. It was like our heyday of outfielders. We had Jim Edmonds in center field and Salmon and right. Tim Salmon playing right back when he was fit enough to actually play defense. He became our DH for a long time at the end of his career, as he got too large to run more than to first base.
Nice. Kiki Lowe is here. It's good to see you. Hello. Thank you for being here with the Gaming Morning Show. Down says, as a flower expert, I have no idea on daffodils. I think we settled that one. I think I was accurate. Is your game just all sorts of awful right now?
It's so bizarre this morning. Like it's not like laggy in the normal way. It's just weird. I swear we started this game and one of their drivers was at the ball.
It was
like it glitched.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's so I have an icon on my screen that looks like the normal like clock or like speedometer icon, which means you're out of sync, but it's got an exclamation point. So it's almost like it knows there's a problem and it can't fix it, but it needs to let you know because everything's jumping around. It's kind of bizarre. Kiki Lowe, it's good to see you, as I mentioned. Zevtastic says, my dad used to play for Team A, now plays for Team B. I didn't think about personal life trades. But yeah, I guess that probably happens more often than sports trades, to be frank. As far as I know, I'm still on Team A, so. Or am I still Team A? How's that work in marriage?
Boo.
I mean, Kiki Lowe's about to sign a long-term contract with Team A. So, that's good to know. Zev gave us credit to ask, how long have we been on the air? It's been about 18 months, and said, that's still more commitment than I've ever had. Well, in part, thanks to our audience for being here, because this show has definitely made my life better. So, thank you for being here this morning. Drew Mega goes, I'm a big Montreal Canadiens fan, and when Patrick Roy got... Sorry, I did it. I read it. Patrick Waugh got traded to the Avs. It was total shock and disbelief. He is my favorite goalie of all time. Yeah. I have a great Patrick Waugh story. You want to hear a great Patrick Waugh story?
Sure do.
It pertains to what I just said. So if you don't know, Drew Mega just kind of spelled out. Goalie for the Montreal Canadiens, won a Stanley Cup with the Colorado Avalanche. Might have won 2, to be honest, but at least won 1. And his last name is spelled R-O-Y. I just literally read it, Roy, right? And so we were playing a Trivial Pursuit game once, and I think we were playing boys versus girls in college, and ended up getting a sports question on the final. Have you ever played Trivial Pursuit?
Uh-huh.
You have, like, at the very end, there's a category, and I can't remember why sports came up. I think maybe we rolled for it as opposed to getting one, but nonetheless, sports was my wheelhouse, so I always like getting sports questions. And we're going to win if we get this one right. And the person asked the question, which goalie won with the Colorado Avalanche, or maybe it's what Drew Mega just said, won 2 Stanley Cups with the Montreal Canadiens, something like that. And we were like, it's got to be Patrick Waugh, right? And so we're debating. We finally say, yeah, we're going to final answer, Patrick Waugh. And the person reading the card was like, is that your final answer? And had this, like, really, really good smirk on her face. And I was like, yeah, it's Patrick Waugh. And she looks at us and goes, no, it's Patrick Roy. So we, like, walked away, like, we won. Which there's no way you would know.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, look at it. It's spelled Roy. So, no confirmation whether or not Patrick Waugh is part of the family depicted in the HBO series Succession. Their last name is Roy.
That was a deep one.
Yeah, it was. Kiki Lowe says, I just Googled how to lace trainers. Didn't realize there are so many.
Yeah. Lots of options.
Is that shoes?
Yeah.
There's more than one way to...
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's lots. Different ways you can do, like, lockouts to make them tighter. Different alternate lacing techniques you can use to put pressure on different parts of the shoe. At the end of the day, it's personal preference, but we talked about it quite a bit in the sports med program that I did, because for some runners, it's very, very important.
And that helps, like, secure the shoe closer to your foot or something like that?
Yeah, it's just kind of in different ways, depending on how it fits and your running technique and all that fun stuff. And then some of them just look cool.
Do they have names?
I'm sure they do. I don't know any of them. But...
The Plachenko.
This Swoopy-Doo.
Has anyone seen Cutting Edge?
No.
It comes up in an absurd amount in my life.
Does it come up, or is that your own doing?
Oh, no, it's totally my fault.
Okay.
There's more things that I would have ever fathomed in my life to remind me of mid-90s figure skating movie, Cutting Edge, than I would have imagined. So, there you go. Well, good luck with lacing your trainers. Sneakers, Kikilo says. K-Laugh said, if I'm chasing money, I'll sell out to Kip Boga Boo me if you want. Well, hey, listen, we just wish you the best. But we expect your loyalty. K-Laugh says, yeah, boys versus girls Trivial Pursuit. That's a staple in my family every time we get together. Your family likes the boys versus girls thing too, right?
For certain things, yeah. Our go-to, we hang out with my parents a bit and play like old school card games like Canasta and Pinochle. And whenever we play that kind of stuff, it's usually boys versus girls.
Thank you for being here. Mike's out with internet problems, so we're going to do the news without Mike here. But we usually always default to our primary video game expert anyway, so are you okay to proceed without your vice video game expert?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let's get the news. Here's hashtag video game expert shop.
Good morning. It is Tuesday, March 22nd, 2022, and this is your gaming morning show, Morning Gaming News. You know what we haven't done for a little bit? It's acquisition time. Smaller one this time. Yeah, it's small. It's we had some really big ones there for a while. We're back to kind of smaller AAA studios, but PlayStation has acquired Jade Raymond's Haven Studios. Haven is working on a new IP described as a AAA multiplayer experience, and now they are owned by PlayStation. This is from Michael McWhorter of Polygon. Sony announced Monday that it has reached an agreement to acquire Haven Studios, the new development team led by Jade Raymond, formerly of the head of Ubisoft Toronto, EA Motive, and Google's shuttered Stadia Games and Entertainment. The Montreal-based studio is developing a new property for PlayStation described as a AAA multiplayer experience. Haven Studios was officially announced last year through Sony's PlayStation blog, and now is officially part of the PlayStation Studios.
Is this a big deal or a small deal?
It's a smaller deal, but it's still part of acquisition watch. Sony says that Haven has over 60 employees and is currently growing.
You mean the arms race?
It's not an arms race.
Oh, sorry. You mean not an arms race?
Wink.
Can you have such a thing as not an arms race?
Yes.
Is that like a double negative?
Ooh, it's a legs race.
Legs race.
In our next news story, there's a Nintendo Switch update, which does something that probably should have been a feature when the Switch launched. The latest Nintendo Switch update lets you organize your games into folders called groups. This is from Jason Guisau of Game Informer. It's exactly what it sounds like. You can now organize your games into groups. This applies to all Switch models. This functionality is similar to the groups setting on Microsoft's Xbox consoles. PlayStation has also had folders in the past. But this is handy, especially for those that have lots of things installed on their Switches. The all software menu and groups are only available when more than 12 software titles are saved on the Nintendo Switch system. Up to 100 groups can be created with a max of 200 titles per group. The same software title can be added to multiple groups. Some good organization options. Also, who has 100 groups with 200 titles per group? Man.
Well, I mean, I haven't learned much in 18 months that we've been on the air, but it seems like many people are very good at collecting video games. So
that's a lot. That's a lot of video games.
I mean, I bet you have 400.
Switch games?
No, I mean overall.
PlayStation games, maybe. Especially with all the PlayStation Plus games floating around. But yeah, so you can organize them into groups. You can name the groups. This is handy for sure. So if you haven't update and get your Switches all organized. It'll be a fun day.
Yes or no? If I did have, let's say, 100 Switch games, would I do this?
You?
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
Okay. Thank you. You know me so well.
If I had 12 Switch games installed on my Switch, I would organize them into groups. And my groups, especially back in the era where I was working on a lot of platinum trophies on the PlayStation. I had things organized into folders such as like next, currently working on, finished, that sort of stuff, based on where I was on working on the platinums. It was very handy.
If anyone wants to know more about our contrasting organizational styles, we're happy to show you our iPhone screen sometime.
Oh no, I don't want to be there for that. In our last news story of the day, Mass Effect co-creators' new studio is working on a, quote, all-new science fiction universe. This is from Adam Bankhurst of IGN. Casey Hudson, the co-creator and director of the Mass Effect trilogy, looks to once again be returning to space as his new studio, Humanoid Studios, has confirmed it is working on an all-new science fiction universe. The news comes via Humanoid Studios' updated website, where it states that, quote, our current project is a multi-platform AAA game focusing on character-driven narrative in an all-new science fiction universe. And that's all the information we have. So we'll see. But he obviously has some good experience having worked on the Mass Effect trilogy. So this is worth checking out. And also, who's going to buy Humanoid Studios? Will it be PlayStation or will it be Xbox? I'm sure we'll know soon.
Maybe it'll be Neo Geo.
Nokia? And always last but never least, we finish off today's gaming morning show, Morning Gaming News, with the world-renowned segment within a segment where we take a look at what is out today, like Zero Escape, the Nonary games out on Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, and Xbox One, Rune Factory 5 out on Switch, A Place for the Unwilling out on Switch, Tempest 4000 out on Switch. Man, there's been a lot of Tempest games. Which of the 4000 was your favorite Tempest game?
Oh, I'm very partial to Tempest 1746.
Oh, classic. Yeah, that was a good one.
Bob wants to let you know.
2, 6, 4, 9.
Nice. Gotta get rid of that 4. And for the most prestigious award in video game focused morning shows, your favorite segment within a segment within a segment, today's name of the morning goes to Kraken Academy! 2 exclamation points. Xbox and Switch.
Ooh, I like the exclamation points.
Also, this was not on purpose. I put this on this morning and came and saw that, and I was like, well, that's clearly name of the morning.
Works for me. Oh, you're wearing your polo. You're Kraken. Your Seattle Kraken polo.
Yeah. I'm going to the Kraken Academy. That's what exclamation points.
Yeah. But you would say it, Kraken Academy. You're so excited.
It's true.
You know what their tagline is, right?
No.
What's Kraken at the Kraken Academy? Listen, I'm not alone this morning. K-Lab said in the middle of your news that my favorite leg race is the 4x100 meter relay. That's funny.
Good. It's a good leg race.
My favorite leg race is the 3-legged race.
I'm a big fan of the potato sack race. It's a good one too.
There's discussion about having GMS summer games this upcoming year, and so we may have to actually challenge like our audience to go out and do an actual 3-legged race. I don't know. I don't know how we'd keep people in check on their times, but we can figure that part out.
If the 4 of us, me, you, Mike, and Austin, are ever in that same place for these summer games, I think we need to participate in a 4x100 meter relay and see how awful that goes. Because not only do we have to run fast, but we have to pass the baton, which is difficult.
Could we instead do a 4x10 meter race?
No.
Gaming Morning Show, Morning Gaming News. There was rumors that the January name of the month was going to be ready to go. Yesterday, there was some issues between fulfillment and our social media crew. So we've been talking to them. There's been mediation. We've sat down at a table. I think we were able to get it resolved. Sorry to kind of air some dirty laundry between the folks doing those two jobs, but we'll definitely let you know. Just tune into our Twitter, and when you do, you can find our eventual Name of the Month giveaway. Congratulations, Kraken Academy. Today's
Hashtag GMS Name of the Morning.
And if you're a Patreon subscriber, you can get double entries into our giveaways. And thanks to our Patreon subscriber celebrating a sub-anniversary this week, Austin Attack, also a GMS host, Travis Casey, and Kate Zaid. Thank you so much. We appreciate your support. Over 25 of you have joined us on patreon.com/gamingmorningshow, the most recent of which was Dobbs. So thank you so much for doing that. It is now 6:37 West Coast time, 9:37 out east. It is 1:37 for those watching GMS in the UK. Yesterday, we had reported in your news segment that the Fortnite had gone to no building, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Immediately, we called on Downs to try to make the old person Fortnite League a reality. Well, it turns out that Downs, Becky, and Mike played some Fortnite yesterday, and they won.
Yeah, they did.
So earlier in the show today, Downs said, I blame Epic for Mike's power outage or internet outage. He was too cracked at Fortnite to be allowed on the internet. But you know what's funny? Is I saw a similar tweet to what Downs put out about winning Fortnite without building by many other people we know.
Yep, me too. I think the first one I saw was Pib said basically the same thing.
Yeah. So it proves the point that really building is just a crutch for all them youngins.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We gotta get rid of it.
Yeah. Let all the old people back. Downs is proposing a 4x100 centimeter race. I moved my tape measure, so I don't know how long centimeters are.
The relay is going to be difficult. The baton's longer than the race.
We have to incrementally slide the baton forward. It's like... baton.
The chopstick turned into a pen.
Magic.
Or conducting stick.
A conducting stick. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
Or wand. That's what you called it. I remember.
I do have some exciting news. I tested Apex Legends on a PC.
Yeah, how'd that go?
It actually might work. I might be turning into a PC gamer soon. With a controller, of course.
But why?
Keyboard.
But why?
That's terrifying.
Oh.
Don't have the dexterity in my wrists. All right. Maiko is not here, as we mentioned. Let's see what Maiko would have been tracking at this hour right now on Gaming Morning Show. And that would have been this story. It comes your way courtesy of Times News Now. Times News Now.
When are we gonna have the Times News?
We're gonna have it right now, Sean. This is about a hungry bear that opened a California man's door not once, but twice. And you want to know why, right?
I do.
There's a corned beef sandwich inside.
Well, based on the title, they play the pronoun game, and Hungry Bear opens California man's car door twice as he eats corned beef sandwich. In my mind, the bear is eating a corned beef sandwich and opening the door twice.
North American critters, as the author writes, from raccoons in the United States to bears in Canada, have come to popularity regarded as trash-eating scavengers. While the former may be an inherently optimistic species, bears are known to be hunters. But as humans take their settlements deeper into their habitats, there are there are bound to be one or two interactions with hungry animals for our liking. Many such encounters make for some of the most viral content online. I have a feeling this is one of those stories that could have been a couple sentences.
It sure sounds that way.
Had to fluff it up a little bit. Recently, a video showed a family of hungry bears that intruded on a Californian man's property and went on to open his car door twice to taste the corned beef sandwich. The man said he was in a car with his dog on his lap, and we're having a customary St. Patrick's Day corned beef sandwich when the bear approached the vehicle. They were reportedly dropping off their pet canine when they saw bears snooping around the driveway. Quote, I had just come back from the market picking up some fresh corned beef. I drove up the driveway. As soon as I started to open the door, both of the cubs were coming down immediately. The one cub must have been Irish, this person says. So it was probably looking for corned beef because it came right to the door. Loss of habitat and ecological resources for sustenance have left these formidable mammals almost relying on humans for food. One man's trash is in fact another bear's treasure.
Bear, you're a formidable mammal.
They also used pet canine.
Formidable mammal.
Would you ask Bear if
Bear.
Bear knows any Irish bears?
Do you know any Irish bears? He says only himself. Did you see his hat on St. Patrick's Day?
I thought he was just celebrating. I didn't realize that was part of his... I don't even know the word I'm looking for.
Heritage?
There is the word! Heritage.
I got your back.
Luck of the bear. Alright.
I wonder what sort of shenanigans this Rocket League game will have.
Who knows? Who knows? Alright, that's what we were tracking at this hour. A bear that allegedly was Irish stole a person's corned beef sandwich. You know, as bears do. Hello to Culty Vibes. Thanks for being here this morning. Also, Jack is here. Jack says, hot corned beef sandwich. Bear is a person of culture. I see. Civilized. I mean, there's worse things in life than a hot corned beef sandwich.
It's true. It sounds pretty tasty.
I was on a big kick for a while to get corned beef hash any chance I could. So, like, eggs, like a breakfast hash especially. So good. Caleb says, I'd break down a door for a corned beef sandwich. Well, I mean, at least that's a little bit more reasonable flavors. Would you break down a door for a scrapple sandwich?
Ugh.
Does scrapple even lend itself to being sandwiched?
We'd have to go to our scrapple expert.
Can't laugh. Scott Chick's back. It's good to see you this morning, Scott Chick. Thank you for opening up the show this morning. The other half had me taking down a boss in Elden Ring. He is much determined to get me through this game.
Nice.
You mean that very easy to play game, Elden Ring? I mean, I've heard rumors that most people beat that game within 30 minutes
That's just a half-hour game. I've played mobile games longer than that.
Yeah. Why haven't you beaten it yet? You can do it, Scott Chick. We believe in you. Kiki Lowe had corned beef for lunch. What? I mean, we didn't do the corned beef and cabbage St. Patrick's Day thing. I can't remember. Did we get together for St. Patrick's Day?
No.
No, I don't think we did. Oh, yeah, because that was last Thursday, because it was the first day of the NCAA tournament.
That's right. That's right.
I love that theme song.
It's pretty good.
K-Laugh says, yes, you can Slice it thin and fry it up. Makes for a very nice sandwich. This goes back to Scrapple. I doubt it. You know, it's going to happen. We're going to get together with Calaf. Calaf's going to make some mighty fine Scrapple. And
We're going to like
all
it.
admit we were wrong.
That's going to be awful.
Oh, I flew over it. Like the cuckoo's nest. That's so funny. Next hour, we'll tell you about a home Pong Atari prototype that was auctioned off for near $300,000. We have that story coming up. Birthdays this day in gaming history in just a few minutes. So if you have a birthday to celebrate, please let us know because we would like to celebrate with you. Overall, it was a pretty successful Hefty Wife birthday, as I mentioned. My wife's love language is acts of service. And I didn't intend that to be what I spent a lot of my time yesterday doing, but I have a lot more free time on Mondays than I do almost any other day in the week. So I was out trying to get our garage back in order because we have enough space in our garage to store both vehicles. But hers had to be outside on the driveway for a while because I recently moved out of my office. Mm-hmm. It's probably not going to surprise you. I had more stuff in my office than I realized.
There's a lot of stuff there.
So I had to bring it all home, and so we had to put it in the place where her car is usually parked. And a while back, we had bought 3 shelving systems and had only built 2 of them. So I put together the other one and replaced our old one. And that opened up a whole lot more space because we're going to have a garage sale next month. So if anyone's looking for some amazing used items, especially if you have young children, you know, feel free to head on out to the Pacific Northwest and hang out at Hefty Goof's, a place you can buy something.
Are you going to have food there?
Might, you know, maybe some Scrapple. I was very proud of myself. I wanted to go try to score that shot, and I laid off because you and our teammate were in better position. And that's that team game that Rocket League provides. I was proud of myself. Scott Chick said, it shall be a slow and steady journey, one boss at a time. I mean,
half an hour.
One half an hour game at a time. Maybe it's just a series of 30-minute games, and all these speedrunners, what we don't know is they haven't been actually beating the whole game. They've just been beating parts of it. I don't know if you get the official speedrunning badge, if that's what happens, but... Oh, Papa Paz, good morning to you. Says the record's now 26 minutes. 26-minute game, Scott Chick. 26-minute game. That's kind of... I mean, I don't know how long this game is, but I swear I was watching Archie play it yesterday. Archie's a fabulous streamer on Twitch. And was, like, sprinting. And every other time I'd watch Elden Ring be played, it looked like people were walking at, like, a snail's pace. And so I don't know if, like, do you unlock the ability to sprint later on in the game or something?
I have no idea.
But yeah, it was just running through, like, getting past enemies, like, in the blink of an eye. Scott Chick says, lol, that's not going to happen. Okay, well, listen, Scott Chick, we believe in you. When others won't, we believe in you. Just remember that, okay?
I believe in Scott Chick all the time.
Scott Chick, don't doubt yourself, okay? You can do this, okay? Believe in yourself. Why am I pointing at you? Why are we both pointing at you? I'm not shaking Yes, I'm not shaking my finger at you. I'm shaking it at your motivation. I'm not upset with you. I'm just disappointed in your lack of belief. Was that motivating?
I think Scott Chick just said she's going to quit playing Elden Ring. We ruined it.
I believe in you. Okay, Papa Pastas. That was also pre-patch. Apparently, the current patch is much slower.
Yeah, we talked about that too. Nerfed too many things. It's very sad.
Nerf. $6.52.
Nerf.
No. Snarf. Let's do birthdays this day in gaming history. As we mentioned today, Tekken 3 is having this moment in gaming history, so we'll tell you about that in just a second. We are asking you, chat, is there someone that was part of something that you rooted for and then changed places? Now, a lot of these have had to do with sports so far. You talked about the Angels, I talked about the Broncos, Drew Mega talked about the Montreal Canadiens. Just curious. Because Matt Ryan got traded. We'll talk about that next hour in sports. Also,
Banjo-Kazooie traded teams from Nintendo to Microsoft. That was a sad day too.
Oh, I guess actually that's really applicable to this question. Yeah. So you can't play Banjo and Kazooie on PlayStation, right?
Correct.
Rough.
Meow.
So this is birthdays, celebrity birthdays. Actor William Shatner has a birthday today. Is 91.
Sheesh.
It's not the fact that he's over 90. I feel like we talked about this like 3 months ago.
His birthday?
Yeah. So maybe it wasn't his birthday. Maybe William Shatner was in the news or something, and like they mentioned 90-year-old William Shatner.
That was probably around the time that he, and his fun fact, which is the terrible fun fact because it's like the most notable thing he's done recently, is that he's been launched into space. That might have been about 3 months ago, so maybe it was that.
Thank you. That makes all the sense in the world. He went on like the Bezos launcher.
Blue Origin.
That one too. I'm surprised Jeff didn't call it the Bezos launcher.
The Amazon.
Can the Blue Origin spaceship get to the moon in 2 days?
Yep.
Only if you have Prime.
It might get delayed. Go to space.
Composer Andrew Lloyd Webber turns 74 today.
And his fun fact, he's won 3 Grammy Awards.
Should I look, since you're the only contestant?
No, you're going to play.
Oh, I get to play this time.
Yeah.
As we do with birthdays, if we get a list of wins for an award ceremony, we have to guess how many nominations. So, we know Andrew Lloyd Webber has won 3 Grammy Awards. Nominations, I have to guess how many times Andrew Lloyd Webber's been nominated for a Grammy, correct? Composer, probably been involved with lots of like movie scores, maybe some TV. I'm going to go 7 Grammy Award nominations for Andrew Lloyd Webber. Locked in my answer.
3 wins, 14 nominations.
What?
Yeah.
Ooh, so close, but in the end, incorrect.
It's a lot of nominations.
Yeah, I guess with all those movie scores and stuff, I should have probably went higher.
It's pretty good.
Sportscaster Bob Costas turns 70 today. I've met Bob a couple of times. Bob is very much like he is on TV. Every single thing that comes out of his mouth is typically pretty well thought through, a little poetic. I mean, he can probably tell you about this bear and the corned beef sandwich in a way where it's tied into the 1973 World Series. So, it reminds me of a time back in 1973. So, yeah, Bob Costas seems both on TV and in real life like a pretty decent human being. So, good for you, Bob. Today, actress Lena Olin turned 67.
Nice. She was nominated for an Emmy for her role on Alias.
That had to be Jennifer Garner's show?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Indeed.
Hello to Jane's Addicted. Who has the most Grammy nominations? That I don't know. We are a morning radio show that plays games. So thank you for stopping by. I am Hefty Goof, and that is Sports.Gaming on the left side. We're doing birthdays this day in gaming history, going through our list of celebrity birthdays. Lena Olin turned 67. Was nominated for an Emmy, though. So does that mean I have to try to guess how many Emmy wins for Lena? Or not
Nah.
in this case? Not generic enough?
I think that's her only nomination.
Today, singer Stephanie Mills is 65. Rose to stardom as Dorothy in the original 7-time award-winning Broadway run of the musical The Wiz from 1974 to 1979. The song Home from the show became a #1 U.S. R&B hit for Mills and her signature song, according to Wikipedia. So happy 65th to Stephanie Mills.
Nice. Happy birthday.
Do you have any idea who's ever won the most, or who's gotten the most Grammy was that probably like a Michael Jackson or something?
No.
Oh, you know?
I do know. Well, only because I Googled it. Jay-Z. 80 nominations throughout his career.
Damn. 80?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I assume Jay-Z's been involved with
lots of production
Yeah.
nominations.
I was gonna say the back of the house. Is that how that's restaurant terminology?
I guess it kind of applies.
Yeah, if you're behind the console, right? You're producing things. You're working behind the scenes. So, so there you go. Jane's Addicted. We shared something this morning. We learned something. You can have takeaways that are pretty okay coming up at the end of our show. Dungeon Master KJ's here. Good morning to you as well. Today, actor Matthew Modine turned 63 today.
Nice. He hosted an episode of Saturday Night Live in 1988.
Oh, I remember that episode. I'd tell you about it, but businessman Rick Harrison turns 57 today.
This doesn't need to be on here. Longtime co-owner of the Pawn Shop featured on Pawn Stars.
Well, that's
which
cool.
is this fun fact, and also is that the only reason he's on here is because of Pawn Stars?
Well, I can tell you that the caption on the photo is Rick Harrison, who appears on the television show Pawn Stars, arrives at a reception for senators and their spouses in the East Room of the White House. So the 3 elements of this all refer to Pawn Stars.
I don't think he needs to be above the fold. Just saying.
Well, listen, he gets a lot of my time on that damn Facebook Watch app. Or part of Facebook, because you start scrolling through there and it's like all Key and Peele skits and Pawn Stars. It's weird how I got that algorithm.
Key and Peele, you say?
Oh my gosh. Today, actor and comedian Keegan Michael Key turns 51 today.
This is a good fun fact. He earned a master's degree at Penn State.
So I basically got into the March 22nd algorithm. How about that?
That's good.
Let's see. Reese Witherspoon is 46 today, and actress Kelly. Ooh, I should have looked up how to say her middle name. Shanygne. Shanagi?
It might just be like Shanae.
Oh, okay. Kelly Shanae Williams, 46 today. Kelly was the actress who played Laura Lee Winslow in Family Matters.
Oh, nice.
Thanks for being here, Drew Meg. I hope you have an excellent Tuesday. We appreciate being part of this morning radio show that plays games. Let's see what else is going on today. I am looking. Yes.
We've got a drummer birthday.
It's John Otto's birthday from Limp Bizkit. He's 45.
Good for him.
Limp Bizkit.
Jane's Addicted says spelling bougie spelling of Shannon. Okay, Kelly Shannon Williams. Yeah, I usually look these up before we get on there. I screwed that up, so that's my fault. This day in gaming history, we have 2 from before 1995, which means Sports.Gaming gets to play lawsuit or not lawsuit. We go to 1988.
Lawsuit.
Lawsuit. When Bob plays the didgeridoo, your answer is locked in. This is Howard Lincoln and Minoru Arakawa of Nintendo. They signed a contract with representatives of Electronorg Technica of the USSR for worldwide home video game rights to the game Tetris.
That doesn't sound like a lawsuit.
I'm so sorry.
Incorrect.
But I remembered, I think, that Tetris was a game made by someone from Russia, correct?
Correct.
And so this was probably a pretty big moment in time.
It was, and it's more complicated than this little blurb makes out. There's a good, the gaming historian did a good episode on the histories and origins of Tetris. Definitely worth a watch. It's like an hour and a half long, but very, very interesting.
Maybe we'll find it in our Discord. You can join us there, and we'll try to link that. Let's go 1993, lawsuit or not lawsuit?
Not a lawsuit.
All right. Answers locked in from Sports.Gaming. U.S. Supreme Court refuses to hear appeal from Nintendo over the Louis Galoob Toys Game Genie product. Kind of a lawsuit?
That was no, incorrect still.
I had him backwards.
Yeah, you did. Sorry. That's the first time you've gotten more than one wrong in a single lawsuit or not lawsuit game. So.
That's rough.
We have a whole bunch, so we're rapid fire. In 1996 in Japan, Bandai, before it met Namco, releases the Pippin Atmark multimedia system. Features a PowerPC 603 processor, 6 megabits of RAM, 14.4 kilobits per second modem, CD-ROM reader. Price is 64,820 yen. That was $620 US. That same year, Capcom releases Resident Evil for PlayStation. The game innovates by creating the survival horror genre. Is that true? I didn't realize that was the first. Seems
apparently
big claim. Same year, TGL put out Steam Hearts, the Crying Game for PC Engine in Japan. 1997, Namco, before it met Bandai, released Tekken 3. I was a King main back in the Tekken days, and I didn't play it a lot, but I loved King. Did you have a Tekken character?
Yeah, I really liked Scorpion with his, like, get over here.
And that's a different game. No, that was different series. You know,
I never really played much Tekken.
Yeah, Jeff played a lot more Tekken than actually probably both of us combined, believe it or not. So,
what was his main?
We'll find out next hour. 2004, Nintendo Pokemon Coliseum for GameCube. 2005, Narc came out from Midway, PlayStation 2, Xbox. That same year, God of War out for PlayStation 2, and EA put out Time Splitters, future perfect for a variety of machines. 2006, THQ put out Full Spectrum Warrior 10 Hammers. 2009, Nintendo releases Pokemon Platinum for the Nintendo DS. 2011, EA put out Crisis 2 for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. That same year, LucasArts puts out Lego Star Wars 3, The Clone Wars for everything. 2011, Square Enix put out Dissidia 012 Final Fantasy for PlayStation Portable. And in 2011, now that Namco and Bandai had met each other and fell in love, they put out Ridge Racer 3D for the Nintendo 3DS.
Nice work.
We're late. That's your This Day in Gaming History. Listen of the day, sports coming up next. Sports.Gaming, Hefty Goof with you. We are a morning radio show that plays games. Thanks for being here. Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, GamingMorningshow.tv.
again. I'm jumping boots, so you don't have to. Making you smile as long as I can. Storm clouds are coming, and it's best if you prepare. If we get tomorrow, unless I can try.
Hi, I'm Bob from Gaming Morning Show. You know, the voice from the box. As the proud owner of an amazing voice, I, like many of you, am familiar with the amazing voice of our friend Austin Attack. Her very popular music is available as a points redemption on her stream at twitch.tv/AustinAttack12. However, it is Austin's sound effects that are the real hidden gem. So today, we are offering you the greatest sound effects ever created by Austin Attack. Previously, these individual sound effects were only available for easy in-home playback by searching hours of VODs. But now, thanks to GMS, you can listen to these one-of-a-kind sound effects with our special edition 16 CD, 35 cassette tape, 1 Laserdisc set. For the first time, you can own Austin saying, "Beach."
Beach!
Plus, who can forget Austin makes a car
What
noise?
sound do cars make? Vroom, vroom.
Or that time that Austin tried to make the noise a dodgeball makes.
And then like a ball, like, peh, like.
No.
I was trying to make like a dodgeball sound.
And if you order now, we'll include the best of Grimm sound effects at no additional charge.
Oh yeah.
Hi, Grimm! Get the best of Austin Attack's special effects collection by sharing random cat pictures in our Discord. Please keep in mind this collection is fictitious, and you'll never actually receive anything, except our love. And isn't that better anyway? Order your collection. Austin Attack. Songs for the beach.
Beach.
By calling 555, put it on a pancake, or visit our website, gamingmorningshow.tv. Our fulfillment department is standing by, which means you'll probably never see anything. They're so fired. Coming up on Gaming Morning Show, List of the Day and Sports. Find GMS on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and GamingMorningshow.tv. Time for hour number 2. Right now.
Morning, gamer. Gaming Morning Show is back. Thanks for being along with us for the ride. Sports.Gaming will be back in just a moment. I am Hefty Goof. Mike is out today, internet issues at Mike's studio, so we will share another At This Hour story coming up later in the hour. A home Pong Atari prototype was auctioned for more than $270,000. I'll have that story for you in detail coming up shortly. Good to see Culty Vibes. Jane's addicted this morning. Drew Mega had to head out. Dungeon Meowster KJ is with us this morning. I am JF Downs. Kiki Low had to lurk for meetings. Scott Chick, Papa Paws, K-Laugh, as I might have mentioned, many, many others. Thanks for being along for the ride. Let's bring Sports.Gaming back in this morning. We're asking you, Tekken 3 churns, 25 today.
Ooh.
And considering it is the third Tekken, it gives you perspective on just how, old Tekken is. So it's pretty old. So
Very old.
I mentioned before the break, as we will ask you this question today: when did someone you rooted for change places? Matt Ryan was traded from the Falcons to the Colts. We'll tell you about that coming up at 7:50 a.m. this morning in sports. But I mentioned that Jeff played a lot more Tekken than I did. And you asked, what was the following question?
What was Jeff's main in Tekken?
It's time for Ask Jeff. It's time for Ask Jeff. Ask Jeff.
Your call has been forwarded to an...
Oh my gosh. That has never happened in the history of Ask Jeff. Bear's even running away.
What do we do now?
Okay. It's time for a GMS investigation because Kate Zaid has a point. It did ring only about twice and then went to voicemail, which is a telltale sign of being sent to voicemail, not I don't have my phone.
We should probably call him 5 more times in a row.
I mean, that's the only logical thing to do. Here, we'll try really quick.
Hello.
Who was your main in Tekken?
Scorpion, I liked that get over here thing.
That's
Jeez, Jeff, that's not even the right game.
well, there you go. Sweet. Whew. Good to know my best friend is still my best friend. Did you hear the answer?
I did. Can't believe he got it wrong. Jeez.
I bet he was very, very apologetic for not answering my call the first time. What a butthead. You like how...
Here, why don't I try to call him? Just tell me what his number is over the air.
Yeah, absolutely. It's 555. You know, here it is, 7:17 on the West Coast, 10:17 out east, 2:17 for those watching GMS in the afternoon. And I'm sitting here complaining about the one time Jeff has not answered my random phone call for the purposes of this show in like 20 times.
Yep.
Damn spoiled.
Our batting average is still pretty good.
Scott Chick says, Jeff says, not today. Kate Zaid says, what? This isn't friendship. Wow, Jeff, is he with fulfillment? Asked Downs. K-Laugh goes just Jeff in all caps. K-Laugh, talk about betrayal. Kate Zaid, I would call 5 more times. Really quick, 5 more times. Here's what I think is the most appropriate thing to do, okay? This is the first time Jeff has not fulfilled his duties, right, to Gaming Morning Show. I'll give him a warning. May have to happen off air and say, if it ever happens again, I'm going to call you 5 straight times. So you better answer that first call. It's appropriate punishment.
I think so.
Culty Vibes is suggesting we FaceTime.
That'd be fun too.
I should get my screen link actually working for Jeff. Yeah.
Sure.
I'll talk to Jeff about that. That'd be kind of fun. Okay. Today is World Water Day, As Young as You Feel Day, National Goof Off Day.
Happy, whatever, not birthday.
You know what's
Happy celebration of the goof.
You know what's interesting is I'm actually getting all of my files from my last radio station that I ran. Okay. And funny enough, the game that I used to play that was very 5 questions-esque is called the Goof Off.
Nice.
So today we celebrate my former radio show segment. But what we're going to do is we're actually getting these so that we can play some of them back for our Patreon subscribers. So if you want a glimpse into old Ryan radio, we'll have those for you.
Do I have to join Patreon to hear them?
Yeah. Yeah, I share nothing with you unless you Patreon. So I won't even share brother-in-law in this anymore unless you
Please join my Patreon. be Ryan's brother-in-law. You can follow us at patreon.com/Ryan's brother-in-law.
Won't you adopt me?
Sure, Bob. Do you want to be my brother-in-law?
Yes.
Oh, what are the tiers? Oh, the first tier is $50 a month, and you get to call yourself my brother-in-law.
I mean, listen, there's friend services that are out there where you like sign up to be someone's friend when they need one. This is a little bit more in depth. I'm your brother-in-law.
Our teammate, his name is Tiny Xbox. And at first I thought it was just Tiny Box, and I thought it was Bob.
Well, actually, I haven't mentioned this for a while because I had expected someone to adopt Bob by now, and we would show the old box. But we actually have Bob in an old Xbox.
A tiny Xbox?
Yeah, itty-bitty little Xbox. Because you've seen the Xbox Series X fridge, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Same kind of concept.
Nice.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's less cool, though. It's more air-conditioned as opposed to, like, refrigerator conditions. Jack goes, I had a short-lived internet radio show primarily for my ESL students. Every AM, we did Jockey Question of the Day. It was fun. A lot of work, but also fun. Memories. Yeah, that's the good stuff. My first... How did that go wide? I was straight on. One of my first memories was we did a Sunday night radio show on a station that had no interest in actually letting us do this show, but we managed to convince them to do it because it didn't fit the format. It didn't make any sense. But we did it on Sunday nights from like, I don't know, 8 at night till 11 at night. And one of our favorite things we did, though, was we gave away a dinner and a movie. And it was where...
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, we give away a pizza and a movie rental back when you had to actually go to a brick-and-mortar store to get movies.
What's a movie rental?
Yeah. It was really cool. But my favorite memory of that show was there's a song from either the late 80s, early 90s by the Waitresses called I Know What Boys Like. And it is one of my least favorite songs of all time. I can't remember how we stumbled across it, but it just is not pleasing to the ears for me. And so every time that like something came up that annoyed the heck out of us, we would play that.
Well, I'm excited to cover that song. It'll be great.
Fantastic. I always like giving you ammunition for things you can use to ignore me. Or to make me mad. Not ignore me. Apparently, Jeff's the one who ignores me now, so... Oh my gosh, Kayla found the music video. Or you're going to get rickrolled, but either way, we'll have a good time. KJ says, movie rentals, lol. Listen, as much as I enjoy the convenience of being able to just click a button and see what I want to watch on my television, there was something that was fun about going to a movie rental place and being like, which one's it going to be?
I loved the Blockbuster experience. Everything about it.
So here's
those days.
Here's a legitimate question then. So everything nostalgic, right, is mainstream right now because, you know, all these movies play into millennial nostalgia and all these things. Is there any way that an actual video store could work?
It would make a whole lot of sense. I'm trying to think of what logistics have gotten in the way, because you know someone else has had that thought and maybe even tried and couldn't get it off the ground. And I'm sure there's something. I just don't know. I'm sure there's multiple things. I just can't think of what that like primary thing would be.
Yeah, I wonder if you could like I wonder if you could get, you know, Netflix referral codes. And then that's one of the ways is like when people want to sign up for Netflix, they go to you. Maybe watching, like maybe you could rent out like a little mini theater, like maybe get like a really high quality home theater that people could rent out for those who can't, you know, build one into their own home. So you had that. That's good use of real estate maybe. And then obviously you could actually offer DVDs and laser discs or something. But that's, I think the other...
VHS tapes.
Oh, actually... Excuse me, didn't mean to cough. You might be able to like actually have the hardware to rent too, because I think that's a big limitation. Is I'd love to rent a VHS tape to see what watching E.T. on VHS was like. I just don't have a VCR. DRG is here. Good morning to you, DRG. I would visit a video store if they did something cool for every video you rent. You got like 10 onion rings. You know, Zeptastic was here earlier and asked, how long have we been doing this show? It's been 18 months, roughly. And DRG, we had onion rings as a topic of the day roughly 17.5 months ago. And DRG has found a way to incorporate that into every hello to our show. Nice work, DRG. Fantastic. Also, onion rings are delicious.
Yes, quite.
And undervalued. Like, there's not enough moments in time where you can say, like, man, I would like some onion rings. Because they have to be really well done.
Yeah, they do.
Well, and that's actually a good point. You could have a food, like, thing. Because, you know, delivering food is a thing right now. So maybe you partner with a restaurant, and part of your video store experience is you get food from the restaurant, too.
That'd be pretty good.
I want to know how to make this work, Sean. I really do.
Yeah, we should do it. Okay. And we'll name the store GMS, and everyone will be like, "What's that stand for?" We're like, "Yeah, I want to tell you, it doesn't make sense for the store, but that's the name. GMS Video."
We could even make a jingle.
Super. Super.
We need your help, Super. Now. All right, we are gonna do a list about Tekken because we got stood up by my best friend Jeff, made a phone call, and was just rejected. Which, as a result, has made me dejected.
I'm kind of in the middle. I'm just ejected.
So because of this list, this topic rather, we are asking the question about someone that was doing something that you really rooted for and then changed to something else. So sports is a natural tie into that. We have sports coming up in about 25 minutes from now. We'll read more about this blockbuster experience and how we're going to get this off the ground in a little bit too. Right now it's 7:27 West Coast, 10:27 out east, and 2:27 for those watching GMS in the UK. Here is a list from thegamer.com. Sime Cheetah wrote this April of 2021. The 15 strongest Tekken characters in the franchise ranked. Not the 15 best or coolest, but the strongest Tekken characters. And keep in mind, we're coming at this with far less Tekken experience than our friend Jeff. So keep that in mind. Number 10 on this list.
1-0.
Lars Alexanderson, which is a fantastic name. Alexanderson. Alexanderson. Protagonist from Tekken 6. And he's never lost to anyone, according to the author. Ended up stalemating or winning against Jin. The narration wasn't clear in the end. And by the way,
spoiler tease!
If you haven't played any of the Tekken games as of late. He's never lost to anyone, gets him a position in the top rankings, but the plot armor did do the trick for him here. So you can't call Lars the best ever. There you go. Lars Alexanderson is number 10.
9.
Number 9, I'm calling an audible and swapping numbers 9 and 13. Number 9 is Kuma, because he's a bear. He's a bear. While considered as more of a joke character, Kuma has still had an impressive outing in the Tekken series. The only ones he hasn't been able to beat are Paul and Jin, who happen to be the top tier characters. However, Kuma does have a victory over Paul, meaning he's right up there with the ranks as well. Also, he's a bear, and that's cool.
You did also
8.
swap with Paul Phoenix, who I assume is the Paul in this discussion, right?
Kuma's better than Paul. Paul's number 15.
By the way, just because I know a little bit more Street Fighter than I do Tekken, that looks like they took Ken from Street Fighter and put him into Tekken. And that could be completely unfair. Maybe Tekken came out before Street Fighter for all I know.
8.
Kazumi Mishima. From the Mishima bloodline. This is the person who injected the devil gene into it. Easy addition to the list. May not be as powerful to defeat Heihachi? But the enduring devil gene inside of her has meant her son and grandson have continued to feed off this power. So, there you go.
7.
Speaking of Heihachi Mishima, number 7 is him. His source of powers remain wonky since we don't know how he was able to beat Devil Kazumi and Devil Kazuya, despite not having the devil gene, and Heihachi wanting that gene to become powerful. Yet that doesn't really matter, seeing as Heihachi still has achieved those feats.
And would like to point out,
6.
not a bear.
Very disappointing.
Akuma's number 6 on this list. This is the top 10 strongest Tekken characters, as Tekken 3 turned 25 today. Character transitioned from the Street Fighter series into the Tekken universe. Is that true?
No idea.
I mean, I believe this author. Did they trade characters?
On this, the day of Matt Ryan being traded?
And asking the question, did someone you root for change play? I didn't know that was a thing. What?
I bet Jeff knew.
I bet he did. We'll never know because he doesn't answer my phone calls anymore. Ability to transform himself into a higher power and was undefeated in Tekken 7. In fact, his final clash with Kazuya left to the interpretation of the player not having a distinct martial arts style. Akuma is impossible to predict and combines this with his extreme power.
5.
Number 5, Kazuya Mishima. Before Tekken 7, we'd have ranked Kazuya lower than Heihachi, but the former's victory in the game's ending sealed it that Kazuya was more powerful than his father. Whenever Kazuya's human form starts to lose, you can bank on the devil to consume him and claim victory. It's intense.
Yeah.
4.
I think this is one of those series that I wouldn't want to play anymore, because clearly I haven't for a while. But I think I would enjoy just watching the story compiled videos on YouTube that kind of outline the Tekken lore. Might be interested in something like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of canon to Tekken.
Number 4, True Ogre. This guy looks cool. A mouth within a mouth, right? That's always fun. Author writes, since Ogre has beaten every single Supreme Fighter in the world except Paul.
Jeez, Paul.
I don't know if it's because Paul has a single syllable name or something like that, but just like, stop it, Paul. I don't know. It sounds like an odd name.
Likes Paul.
We can be certain that the True Ogre eclipses everyone else. This being could breathe fire on his opponents and could fly as well. Even Paul wouldn't have lost a True Ogre, or would have lost a True Ogre, as there's no way any mortal man had a chance against this creature. Except it's number 4 on the list.
3.
Number 3, Jinpachi Mishima. The first of 2 bosses that made us rage quit a Tekken game. Jinpachi was a true beast when it came to fighting him. He had incredible powers such as stunning the fighter into inertia, having a belly that could spit fireballs, gross, and an exterior that was almost impenetrable.
You say a belly?
A belly that could spit fireballs.
Interesting.
2.
Azael.
Don't like it. Azazel.
Azazel, according to Siri. I don't know. Anyway, number 2. Even Jin's victory over it was due to some plot device that saw him, quote, unquote, punch Azazel to its death, which was a lazy way to defeat him. Other than that punch, though, Azazel no-sold every other attack against him. He was so powerful that Azazel is one of the most hated characters.
Spoiler tease! You know, Socrates' brother. Kind of a jerk.
As gamers didn't have a fair chance when fighting him.
1.
And then last, we reach the guy who's beaten every person being ranked on this list, Jin Kazama. Unquestioned, the main character of the Tekken series, with this bringing him victory against every opponent he's faced.
So Jin's never lost.
Jin's never lost.
Okay. Well, good for Jin.
Apparently.
Well, there you go.
I have some Tekken videos I need to watch later.
Yeah, like, I think, again, the lore of this game was always intriguing. And I just quit playing it, if that makes sense. I didn't dislike it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't play it as much as I played other games, and so I just kind of quit playing it, so. But there you go. Those are 10 of the 15 strongest Tekken characters ever in the franchise, ranked by thegamer.com. And if you want to read more about it, you can at that link right there. 736. Apparently, we did give away some spoilers. For example, K-Lav said, I think Kuma. Is that Kuma 1? Or Kuma has passed away of old age, but his son Kuma 2. Okay, yeah, that's Kuma 1, Kuma 2. Still fights as a bodyguard for Heihachi.
Spoiler tease!
Quiet Time Gaming is here. Good morning to you. DRG, the alien, voiced by Seth Rogen. The ogre guy with the mouth inside the mouth, which also apparently is the same hand gesture as Daffodil.
He has a daffodil mouth.
And a dolphin. So there you go. K-Lav goes, might be reinstalling Tekken 7 later. Lol. New Kuma main, or Kuma 2's love interest, Panda. Panda is a panda.
Oh, Bear Bear's gone.
Yeah.
You can tell him about the panda.
Bear Bear's still upset with Jeff. So.
Yeah. Aren't we all?
Nah, Paul. I was talking about Paul. Damn it, Paul. Quit looking at me, Paul. We're going to take a look at what we're tracking at this hour in just a second. We shared that list because Tekken 3 turns 25. We'll talk about Matt Ryan getting traded coming up in sports in about 10 minutes from now. Thousands of Houston area Center Point Energy customers are without power during storms, according to Twitter. The Wii U was trending this morning. We have no reason to believe it should, so.
Maybe it's trending because Nintendo officially announced that the Wii was a mistake, and they're terribly sorry.
Do you want me to look and see if it's still trending?
Not really.
Okay.
But kinda.
Okay, so I looked on my Twitter feed at Hefty Goof.
Mm-hmm.
I do not see it trending anyway.
Thank goodness.
You know what it is,
He was
though?
dead. What's that?
National Egg Day.
I love eggs.
Egged. No, egg.
Silver?
National Silver Raising Silver Day. Daffodil came up because it is Daffodil Day. National 3D Day. National American Diabetes Association Alert Day. National West Virginia Day. And National Bavarian Crepes Day. Mountain Mama.
Thin Bavarian pancakes.
We'll serve these over at Hefty Goof's, a place you can eat.
Cup steaks, banana split in a bucket, and scrapple and snapple.
You enjoy some of your favorites, including thin Bavarian pancakes. Good stuff.
I am your pancake expert.
But we brought all those things up because of Tekken 3 turning 25. Before that, we were talking about opening a video store and trying to figure out how to make it work. Okay.
I still like that idea.
Yeah, so this is DRG said, I would visit a video store if they did something cool, like where you rent every video, you get 10 onion rings, as we mentioned. So maybe we'll add a place to eat there. The Blockbuster experience was part of my Friday night, said Jack. Now I can't be bothered with my Netflix carousel and just keep rewatching She-Ra or Legend of Korra again. We were talking about not having the machines with which to watch like DVDs or VHS tapes. KJ said, I can lend you mine. Now, I'm not sure it still works, but it is still in the storage unit.
I'm sure my parents still have a VCR.
Well, I read a story, and this might have been 2019 even. There were still like 400,000 VCRs manufactured in the year like 2019.
Jeez.
So they're still being sold somewhere. I'm guessing Radio Shack. Because I still get emails from Radio Shack. You know what I get emails for?
Mm-hmm.
Come buy an AM/FM radio from us.
Ooh, nice.
So if I ever need another AM/FM radio, I know where to go.
All right, so I have looked up on Amazon. We're going to play some prices right, okay?
Okay.
I've looked up on Amazon some VCRs. Okay?
Okay.
And let's see. We're going to go to this one. It's a Sony SLV N750 full chassis 4-head hi-fi VCR.
It's hi-fi.
Not a combo, just a straight VCR.
Okay. You said it was hi-fi.
What's the price?
And a 4-head VCR
4-head.
too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's important. All right, so Bob and I will play Price is Right. It's the closest without going over, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to go $27. I'm going to go $27. So, Bob, $27 to you.
1, 6.
Bob's going to go 16.
Wow.
$16.
Wow. Well, the actual retail price of the Sony SLV N750 full chassis 4-head hi-fi VCR is $309.84.
I guess I'm closest without going over.
Ryan, you win. $300 for a VCR.
Sean, it is hi-fi and 4-head.
Well, if you want to upgrade, you can go to the Black JVC VCR DVD combo for just $380.
Okay, but are these listed as like other buying options, or is this like the default? You could just buy it right away from whatever store.
Yep.
Well, Dungeon Master KJ, get into your storage unit, dust that thing off, make a couple hundred pretty easily. All right, it's a 7:42. Let's see what Maiko would have been tracking at this hour with Gaming Morning Show. A story out of Ben Hooper of UPI says a home Pong Atari prototype was auctioned for more than $270,000. So this is kind of in line with what we're talking about, old technology, right? That you can get for a lot of money. This happened with this prototype video game. There's also a collection of Landmark games, and came from the collection of Landmark Games creator RR. I need a rewind, please. There's a prototype, an original one for Atari's HomePog video game system, was auctioned for more than $270,000. It came from the collection of the Landmark Games creator. The auction house featured a finished Pong chip and a prototype circuit board and a base and a hand-carved wooden mock-up of the Pong system. It sold for $200. I like how Ben wrote this, or whoever wrote the headline. More than $270,000. It sold for $270,910. It's basically what it said. It's the Sears Telegames version of Pong, and the Atari Pong Model C100. This chip was in both of those. I actually may have the former right next to me. I may have the Sears version of Pong. One of the first arcade games that came out in the 1970s. The auction included a letter of provenance. Nope. Provenance? Signed by Alcorn? The auction house? I don't know. Anyway. Quote, 1975, Atari had managed to become the dominant in the coin-operated entertainment business, moved on to build video games for the home market. We had to get a Pong running on a single chip of silicone. So silicon? Silicone's not... Let's play Rocket League. I'm screwing this whole story up. Someone bought something.
Pong's expensive.
Linking to it right now. You're hopefully not getting kicked for an activity. No! All right, there you go. You can read it. I don't know. Basically, it sounds like it was the chip that was the basis for these home Pong systems. So there you go. Enjoy.
Pong.
Pong.
Go read your
pong.
own story.
Pong, 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 pong. Oh.
I love the Pong song.
DRG says you have a place that has different rooms, and they all play different movies on VHS, and you serve the hit foods from that year the movie came out. That actually could be kind of fun.
That could be a lot of fun.
You could even make that like until the shop could actually like sustain itself because real estate's expensive, right? You could make that like an in-home experience or like a birthday party type thing almost. Get like a mobile kitchen. I'm not opposed to this idea. Dungeon Master says, you can be underwhelmed and you can be overwhelmed, but have you ever just been whelmed? Quoting 10 things I hate about you.
It's a good movie.
I do like that quote. I've heard that one before. KJ said, though, based on DRG's idea, that KJ would go there. So, yeah. It would be pretty wicked. I like finding a way to make something that's... Like, this goes back to, like, beercades, right? We've spent a good amount of time in a beercade occasionally. And, you know, you're playing games that are 40, 50 years old sometimes, but you're doing it whilst at a bar. So, not bad.
Not bad at all. Someday we'll go back there.
Someday. DRG said, sick of Nintendo talking about the Wii. We all want them to release the Pooh.
And then the follow-up to the Pooh U.
I read that. Country road, take me home to the place I belong. Sweet onion rings. DRG said that was my idea on the story. You have a place at different rooms. Yeah, I think that would be really smart. Worth every penny. And DRG's on his way to Shark Tank right now. So. Well, because I was even saying, like, I could see a place that did, like, LAN parties again be kind of successful.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy to play video games online with people now that, like, you would actually pay... You might find it more valuable to pay for a LAN party again because you could get together. Because there's even, like, those video game, like, trailers, right, that you can rent for birthday parties now. Have you seen those?
No.
So, yeah.
Fun.
So, like, for a kid's birthday party, they rent these trailers, and they show up at your house, and then, you know, they need to connect to power. But once they do, it has, you know, Xbox Series X's and, you know, Nintendo, probably, like, Nintendo Switch OLEDs and PlayStation 5s. And so it's a way for people to, like, rent the video game systems that they either can't find or can't afford or whatever. But you do it as a birthday party. So that'd be kind of fun. I think we might need to work on your pitch. This is DRG's pitch. We're at Shark Tank, okay? Are you in your mind's eye really quick?
I'm there.
Can you play Mark Cuban for me, please?
Yes.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Mark Cuban.
Hi, Mark. Thanks for having me. Hello, sharks. Hear me out. Onion rings.
Done. $50 million.
Thank you very much. You will not be disappointed. Oh, but the sharks were disappointed as the onion rings business fizzled out 4 months later, having blown all $50 million. KJ's
I just
asking,
want onion rings.
do you think I can get one of those for tomorrow? And that was my first thought, is onion rings? Or the video game birthday party thing? Or both? Well, listen, there's a place that I go to where they have like a gigantic building. It's really, really absurdly high ceilings, like you would find in like a pole barn, okay? Like just a giant building. And inside is the bar and all the tables to sit, okay? And then they'll have live music over in the corner sometimes. They kind of have a kids area with some toys and stuff. And then like around the perimeter, 270 degrees of the perimeter, there are food trucks. And so the cool thing is that you can go with a group of like 10 people and be like, well, it doesn't matter what you want to eat because there's options, right? You could do something similar, but with like video games in the middle.
And onion rings.
And onion rings, of course. Scott Chick says, I've lost the super glue. I'm sure I had super glue, but it's not where I last saw the super glue. That is all. Have you looked in the onion rings? Please do not eat the onion rings if there's super glue in them.
Sticky.
It reminds me of that bit from Wayne's World. Maybe it was Wayne's World 2. Whichever one where Wayne was trying to make Wayne stock. I think that was Wayne's World 2. And Garth gets on the microphone. It's like, do not eat the red rope licorice. The red rope licorice has been tainted. Please do not eat the red rope. I repeat, do not eat the red... Yeah. Do not eat the super glued onion rings. Please. That's Sports Talk Gaming, left side of your screen. I'm Hefty Goof. This is Gaming Morning Show. Thank you for being here. We are a morning radio show that plays games Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific Time on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and at GamingMorningShow.tv. And if you're watching on any of these platforms, we do always appreciate thumbs up on Facebook Gaming and on YouTube. And you can also host us on Twitch. That does a lot to spread word about the show. Next hour, we'll play community games and have the Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming Renews, where we recap the video game headlines of the day. Today, we are talking about Tekken 3 turning 25, Matt Ryan being traded. The latter's part of sports! 7:52 on the West Coast, 10:52 out East, and 2:52 for those watching GMS in the UK. Yesterday, in sports, as you hear the song in the background, this is Miss Theo singing. You can find Miss Theo hosting our show on Fridays as well as on Instagram. I am Miss Theo, and we always like to pair this with this wonderful emote. The outside is so good, which we got from Earthling Gaming's referral to Venus World, who's a singer. And then those middle ones you can find by subscribing to Look It's Mike O's channel. On Twitch, co-host of Gaming Morning Show, host of GMS After Dark on Wednesdays at 4:45 p.m. Pacific Time. And Mike was kind enough to donate 4 emote slots to Gaming Morning Show. So if you want to subscribe to Mike, you can get the emotes by going to twitch.tv/lookitsmikeo. Yesterday, your Portland Trailblazers, well, they won. 119-115 at Detroit.
Wow.
It's been a while since we've had a chance to say your Trailblazers won.
Yeah, it's been a tough season.
Yeah, Blazers 12th in the Western Conference, 27-44 on the year, and they return home. That was a long road trip, 5 games on the East Coast, spanning 7 days. They're back to host the Spurs on Wednesday. So, get your tickets, Blazers.com. Your Los Angeles Lakers, led by the second leading scorer in NBA history, LeBron James, who put in 38 to defeat his former team, the Cleveland Cavaliers, in Cleveland, 131-120.
That's a lot of points.
Well, it's the second most in NBA history. Not the 131, nor his 38, but the total. Cumulatively. But this is the story of the day. Indianapolis Colts have acquired quarterback Matt Ryan. It was a trade with the Falcons. Indianapolis sent a 3rd-round pick. That's it.
That's it?
Now, I think it's because Matt Ryan is owed the most money of any quarterback, I think of any player in the NFL this year. And I don't know how long he has left on his contract. So I think it was because there's just so much money owed to Matt Ryan that the Falcons were like, he's yours, but you got to pay him everything. So
Gotcha.
it's somewhere in like the $40 million range that he's owed this year. So
That's a lot of millions of dollars.
it's to be exact, it's over 40 million. It's $40,912 that he's owed. Now the Falcons have already signed their replacement for Ryan. They went with a former Heisman Trophy winner from your University of Oregon Ducks, Marcus Mariota, 2-year contract.
Nice.
So second chance. Ryan will be another new starting quarterback for opening day. 6th consecutive year that's happened for the Indianapolis Colts. Marcus Mariota was drafted 2nd overall when he was brought into the NFL. The 1st overall pick that year was Jameis Winston of your Florida State Seminoles. He has re-signed with the New Orleans Saints and started 7 games for them in 2021. Ben Simmons is with the Brooklyn Nets, and he is not playing because he has a herniated disc.
That's a bummer. That's not where the disc is supposed to be.
What's that mean?
So your the discs in your spine are between your vertebrae, and they keep that space open and do some shock absorption. And when it herniates and it gets injured and then pushes back into where like the nerves are, and that can be quite painful, as you imagine. It's not good.
Had an epidural. It's relieved some of the pain. Not sure when he's going to start playing. He was acquired from Philadelphia in February. Your Portland Trailblazers have ruled out Damian Lillard for the rest of the season. He had abdominal surgery back in January. So. Oh, and Marc-Andre Fleury's on the move, traded from the Blackhawks to the Minnesota Wild. So we're going to try to make a late playoff push. St. Louis Blues picked up Nick Leddy from the Detroit Red Wings. Max Domi traded from Columbus to Carolina. And Arturi Leikkanen, one of the best wingers in hockey, to the Colorado Avalanche. So there you go.
And back in football, Juju Smith-Schuster got traded from Pittsburgh to Kansas City.
Yeah. Juju, well-known like video game tie-in. So
yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. There's your sports. Downs goes, what sport do my Blazers play? They are a member of the National Basketball Association, Downs. KJ says, what sport is that, and why does he get all that money? It is Matt Ryan plays in the NFL as football, and he gets all of that money because he is one of the few human beings who can throw the football that well. It's really
and yell yell from the line of scrimmage, and it sounds really cool. Like if I tried that, it sounds really dumb, but he does it, and it's like, wow, listen to that deep yelling voice he has. It's pretty good.
Red! Check the mic. 52's the mic.
Mike's not here. His internet's down.
58's the KJ. Oh, was that really? I was trying to be quiet.
Yeah, Quiet was here earlier.
I'm way back here now. Does this help? Red, blue, orange. Why am I yelling colors? 38's the KJ. That'd be my favorite line of this morning. Headphone warning. Sorry, bro.
We'll fix it in post.
Yeah. We'll fix your ears in post. What's louder, me doing what I just did, or name gamers?
The morning is expected, though. I think that's the part. Is
True.
they've become accustomed to that because they know it's about to happen.
I'm sorry.
Get to the chopper!
Coming up next hour, we'll play community games, probably some Google Feud, because Sean's been loving Google Feud as of late.
Hold on, I need to change something at the top of this. There we go.
You were staying longer than that. Listen, would you rather play regular Google Feud or new Google Feud?
New Google Feud for sure.
See,
That's
it's
way
not
better.
like Coke.
I still like the higher lower, to be honest.
Yeah, I know you do.
Even though we've been awful at it ever since that first round. They gave us one good one to get us hooked, and now it's bad.
All right, chat. You heard the challenge from Sports Gaming. Don't be awful today. Okay?
Be better.
Yeah. Stop sucking, chat. That's one of my favorite Jeff stories, too. As a football game, and his team is just getting its booties handed to it. And some guy just stands up in the middle of the game and just goes, "Stop sucking!" It's one of my favorite lines of all time. So, I did say quiet. I was snapping the football, and you said, "Well, you weren't." It says quiet. So, Omaha. All right, we'll come back with more. Thank you for being here. KJ goes, what does it even mean 38 to KJ? We'll explain on the other side of the break. More Gaming Morning Show. Thanks for being here. Come back. I promise it'll be fun. Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and at gamingmorningshow.tv.
It's me. I'm Mike. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time anywhere, by things, it's Ryan, Hefty Goof, Sean, Look It's Mike. No, Sean is Sports.Gaming. And I am Look It's Mike Go. We are your performers of Mad Libs, the Puppet Pals.
Not everyone's on screen, so Ryan's gonna fix that. Don't worry.
Chaos.
No, everything's fine. This is exactly how this was supposed to go. What the hell is that? Keep singing the song. Keep singing the song.
What is that?
Keep singing the song. Sean, I can't frame your puppet. Put your damn puppet on the screen. Thank you. I like how I'm acting like this is Sean's fault.
I can't believe I messed everything up.
Yeah, geez, Sean. What were you thinking?
I just hit my arm.
Okay. No, the background's moving. Stop. This is just like we rehearsed it. Yeah, we did it, chat. Woo! We're all on the screen together. Keep singing the song. Why is the song stopping so? All right. Bother. That's what I remember Nate telling us to say. All right, you ready? No one else can see the damn Mad Lib except me. Oh no, this is problematic too.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Line?
All right, the name of this Mad Lib, I'll just give you words and then you have to say them. Magic Anyone is the name of this one. Gods of all ages enjoy watching, say chaotic. Magicians perform their, say moist tricks. This wasn't well thought through. Did you just say you don't want? All right, we're still going. Every man, woman, and say hand. Loves to see a magician pull a shax out of a hat. Psy live. Sean say ham.
Ham.
In a half. Or make a huge. Mike say fish. Fish. Disappear. All right, everyone say bother.
Wanna let it out. Feel so free, gonna shout it out loud. Without you, I'm limitless. There's nothing that you could do to break my spirit or shatter the silence. Oh, I'm telling you that I am fearless. Without you, I'm limitless.
Coming up on Gaming Morning Show, community games, Google Feud, and GMS Morning Gaming Renews. Get ready for your takeaways that were pretty okay, and the clip of the day. Coming soon from GMS. GMS plays Fudge Village. And the Superphonic Memorial Super Gig, a Shonsert, starring Sports.Gaming. Follow GMS on Twitter and Discord for more details. Time for hour number 3. Right now.
Morning, gamer. Thanks for being along with us. This is Gaming Morning Show, and it is Tuesday, March 22nd, 2022. That's right. It is 3:22:22. And right now, if you're watching in Sydney, Australia, it's about to be 2:22 in the morning. But that would actually be on March 23rd. So it's not really that much of a repeating sequence. So yeah. Sports.Gaming will be back in a little bit. Coming up, we will tell you about PlayStation acquiring a new studio, a Nintendo Switch update. That's going to help you organize your games. And Mass Effect's co-creators' new studio. is working on an all-new science fiction universe. We have those stories coming up for you later on in this hour. Plus, we'll take a look at what pigs are doing to fight off a black bear that hopped into their pen. This is going to be the second bear story of the morning, so it should be pretty okay. Good morning, Sean.
For the moron to you.
It's good to see you. Thank you for being here. It is time to welcome in the Final Hour crew.
Morning to the Final Hour crew. A warm welcome for our Final Hour crew ambassador. Hey, it's Brendan _TTV.
Why did I look behind me?
Bear says he's part of the FHC now. Huh. Okay.
You turned around.
Also, you don't have a bear back there, right?
You turned around to look at Bear, and I'm like, there's nothing back there. It's an orange curtain. Oh my gosh. Hi, Bear. Thank you for being here with the Final Hour crew.
Hello, FHC.
KJ, Quiet I Am Gaming along with us as well. Kate Zaid has been here since the pre-show crew. Thank you for hanging out with us. K-Laugh, DRG with the onion rings has been around throughout the course of the morning. I am JF Downs, already guessed you for higher or lower, so that might work out. We'll see. Scott Chick, also part of the PSC with Downs, continuing to watch this morning, and many, many others, wherever you may be. We've seen Zev this morning. We've seen Jane's Addicted this morning. We saw Drew Mega earlier in the show, probably many, many others who I'm not remembering. Thank you for being along with us. Final Hour crew in full effect. We have community games coming up very, very shortly. I do want to shout out our friend Wallstormer over at IntelliGame because right now the GDC is going on, Game Developers Conference, and he's doing Intella GDC this whole entire week. It's a special week of programming. It kicked off yesterday and will continue on today from 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock Pacific time this evening. There's a pre-show 30 minutes prior. Yesterday had interviews with different folks, with spotlight guests, some game designers, founders and directors of games. So it's going to be a really fun week, and it is I think one of Josh's first milestone kind of events. So check it out. Please go over to twitch.tv/IntelliGame. And if you are on Twitter, IntelliGame US is the Twitter handle. If you'd be so kind as to share and retweet some of these things to spread the word about Josh's endeavor, it's IntelliGame, IntelliGDC. And it started yesterday. It will continue again today. 5 days of interviews, special games, and more to run alongside #GDC22. Good luck to Wallstormer and everybody in the IntelliGame community as they get that thing going this week. I could see ourselves at a GDC in the future, I'm not going to lie. Oh, my fault. Repeat.
What?
I had you muted. That was my fault.
You muted me?
I don't know how.
That was the most poetic thing I've said all morning. I can't recreate it.
I'm so sorry.
I said something like, someday.
I can't believe that you did that to me, Ryan. Brennan goes, make an excuse to go to GDC because it is in San Francisco. That's awesome. Yeah, we will definitely be saying hello to you. Ah!
Nice try.
Yeah, the one thing I got to work on next in my evolution of flying is being able to steer once in midair.
It's tricky.
Evolution of flying. Brennan goes, put it on the expense report for fulfillment. I don't think fulfillment can do our expense reports, or else we're going to have a lot of credit card bills.
We're never going to get paid.
Yeah, we need to figure that out. Yeah, I saw Rob, KJ said Rob Kovacs is at GDC. I had seen that, yeah. Former guest of GMS Weekend Edition and GMS After Dark, which tomorrow, GMS After Dark is happening, 4:45 p.m. Pacific time. It is our once-a-week show on Wednesday, is a late-night style show with Look, It's Mike O. This week, Fast Food March Madness Tournament, so check that out It starts at 4:45 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow.
Should be fun.
It's delicious. Coffee.
Greetings, Final Hour crew ambassador Chris M. Yee.
The mayor of the internet is here. Good moron to you, Chris M. Yee. If I had known he'd have a long layover in LA yesterday, I would have taken the day off of work. Quiet M Gaming. With world-known internet substar Quiet M Gaming. Love it. Love it. Today is World Water Day. As Young as You Feel Day. How young do you feel today, Sean?
About 57 and a half.
I actually feel like I'm 11 because my best friend Jeff won't talk to me. I hope everything's okay. You know, that is kind of crappy of us. We assumed Jeff didn't answer because Jeff was just being mean. But maybe something's wrong in Jeff's world, right? We don't know.
We'll feel really bad then. But for now, boo, Jeff didn't answer the phone.
Well, especially because Jeff is our hashtag Tekken expert, so.
I know, we needed him today.
I always told Jeff, I was like, listen, we may not need you for the show. In fact, never had expected to call Jeff so much, so that was a surprise. But I was like, but if we ever talk about Tekken, I'm calling you. So.
This was like the one time he had a heads up.
Yeah. Oh, maybe Jeff couldn't answer because Jeff's busy playing Tekken 3 this morning for nostalgia purposes. Playing with everyone's favorite character, the good ogre, whatever that guy's name is.
The true ogre.
I like the good ogre.
The good true ogre.
Sounds like a Shrek type plot.
I don't know. Only one of them is a bear, so.
Well, actually, we learned earlier that there's a panda too.
Oh, that's true. Okay, only two of them are bears.
Well, and then King is not a bear. King is like a tiger or something. But
yeah, this just a tiger's not a bear.
Thank you very much. A takeaway that was pretty okay. Just locked in. KJ is saying feel like 61 today, but that might change tomorrow. Always good to have optimism. I think KJ was asking, what if Jeff was using the restroom?
He'd probably still answer.
No, I'm going to pretend that that's not what KJ was asking, and instead KJ was saying, what if he was popping?
What if Jeff was popping?
Maybe he was eating corn pops. That's good, KJ. Thank you. Chris asks, first time ever? Yes, that was the first time in show history that Jeff didn't answer. Why'd you do that?
Huh?
The person knocked it. Yeah, our teammate kind of knocked it straight down, and it rolled back in.
And then I was in like a weird no man's land. I couldn't get back to it.
Oh yeah, no, I saw you try. It was weird. Honestly, I probably would have done the same thing. It's not like I can go up to the top of the thing and like solve all the world's problems. So there you go.
Well, and you'll probably get here too. People who, as they're learning to fly, everyone goes through a phase where they're like, I can get that and touch it. And you have to ask yourself, I can get there and touch it. Do I need to get there and touch it? And I think that was a case for him. Is he's like, I can get there and hit it, having like no thought or strategy as to like, where am I going to hit it, or like, what am I trying to do? He's just like, I can, so I will.
Yeah, kind of like I'm learning to fly, but I ain't got wings, you know? West Virginia. Oh, KJ had asked, what does 38 to KJ even mean? What I was trying to say in my cadence, we were doing football cadences earlier, and by we, I mean me. because Matt Ryan was traded from the Colts to the Falcons. When you say 52's the mic, 52's the mic, like 52 is, it's like an apostrophe S on that. What you're pointing out is which of the linebackers is considered the middle linebacker. So there are usually, well, not usually, many times there are 3 linebackers in a defensive scheme in football. There's 4 down linemen and 3 behind the line, the linebackers. Okay, and there's one that's assigned to the strong side, one assigned to the weak side of the offense, meaning based on numbers. And then there's the middle linebacker, which is the Mike.
The Will and the Sam.
There you go. And so the reason for you calling out which one's the Mike is you need to assign one of them to be the middle linebacker for the purposes of protection, because each offensive lineman is assigned someone to block, and it's based usually around who's the middle linebacker.
Also, look, it's Micah. I don't know how that plays into the Mike linebacker, but his name is Mike.
It's scientific if you think about it.
Yeah.
We've explained the most logical conclusion with our where Jeff was.
It's bopping.
Instead of asking Jeff questions now, we'll just start asking, where is Jeff?
Who is Jeff?
Who are you, Jeff? All right. Thanks for being here. It is now 8:21 West Coast, 11:21 out east. It is 3:21 for those watching in this final week of daylight savings time in this specific country, which is an island, the UK. So, can't wait for next week when we finally catch back up and everyone's on the same page again.
I can't help but notice it's 8:22, and in our usual programming, that means we have a couple minutes to kill before we play higher or lower. And you know what we haven't done in a while? Specifically, we haven't done at all this week yet.
Ooh. Chat. If you would like Sports.Gaming to open a can of soda on air to please your auditory sensory overload sensors. Hello, Sabby Queen.
Hello, FHC.
Then go ahead and say, please, Sports.Gaming, or you can just type a letter or something. I don't know. Soda Doc Gaming. Okay, laugh. Ooh, little baby can. Little bitty Coke can. Should we, chat? Should we open up the can and please? Hey, this will actually counteract me doing the cadence when Brendan first walked in, and now your ears will actually heal because of the pleasing sound of the can. Please welcome to Gaming Morning Show. Our itty bitty little Coke. The floor is yours. Sports.Gaming.
I don't have a cup to pour it though. We're just going straight can today.
What?
Yeah.
You get half credit. See if we ever invite you back. All right, it's time for
Google Feud.
It's still so good. One of the most pleasing discoveries that we've ever made in the history of ever. So. Quiet I'm Gaming goes, only one side healed. Which side of your ears are healed, Brennan? The back ears or the front ears? Anyway, this is how this game works. You're going to get asked a question. Like, Noah's Ark has 246,000 average monthly searches. That's more of a statement than a question. But then we ask you, does YouTube have higher or lower searches than Noah's Ark? So you would say, well, higher, Hefty. And I'm like, yeah, 1.68 billion. Then you'd be like, well, what about liposuction? And we'd be like, well, lower. Silly. Because YouTube's 1.68 billion. You'd be right, because it's 201,000. So now, what has more searches? Liposuction at 201,000 average monthly searches, or Sergio Aguero?
Ooh.
Already, Calaf is adamant that it's higher.
Higher would make a lot of sense. But liposuction, I feel like, has tricked us multiple times.
I think this is the first time we've ever had liposuction. I don't remember another time. I'm just kidding. It's like the tutorial or something. So we're actually exactly split right now. Higher by Calaf and Quiet. Lower from Brendan and Chris M.E. I see Puma, and I see cleats that appear to be of maybe a soccer variety.
This feels like a soccer player.
Kate says lower, but I'm always wrong. Oh, Calaf, here's some context. Famous soccer player from Argentina and Manchester City. All right.
I'm voting higher.
Okay, I'm going to go with higher, too, because that was my gut feeling. Holy cow. Exactly the same. 201,000 searches.
So we were going to be right no matter what.
Correct. Just as we expected with this game. Wow.
Wow.
How about that?
I'm glad equal is not an option.
Yeah, I'm happy you get the answer correct. Could you imagine if it had been 200,099?
Right, I wonder if they round but don't show it, and it was actually like slightly higher, so if you guessed lower, it would look like they're the same, but you got it wrong. That'd be infuriating.
All right, so now it's asking us the average searches for NHS, which I automatically thought was a high school, but the background is Norwich University Hospital. Norwich, probably, right? So,
NHS. NHS.
It's got to be higher, right? That's just like such a acronym, right? It could be Nashville High School, right? Yeah. People are going to be searching for NHS.
Right. Yeah, I feel like it's got to be higher.
All right. I'm going to go higher, too. We had numerous votes for higher. Sabby Queen, welcome to Google Feud. So let's go higher.
Yes. Ding, ding, ding.
We are correct. We now have one shy of our all-time high score in Google Feud. 450,000. 450,000. Okay. Calaf had a good point. National Honor Society. National Health Service. Okay, Downs goes National Health Service. It's our free hospitals. That's right. Free.
Nantucket High School.
Yep.
Probably.
Ray Charles is up against NHS. 450,000 average monthly searches. Ray Charles, higher or lower searches than NHS?
Quiet says higher. Do you like Ray Charles?
And this is compiled
a few thousand times right now.
Yeah, like 2017 average monthly searches since. So you're in the middle of a pandemic, right? It's probably more searches for NHS than Ray Charles, right? Ray Charles hasn't put out any new music because he's no longer with us. Although I guess that doesn't stop people from putting out new albums anymore.
True.
I'm going to go lower. Do you feel good about lower?
No.
Okay.
But that seems to be the popular vote.
Okay. Let's find out, shall we? 301,000 searches.
Correct.
We got it.
Ding.
That was close. Ish.
Ooh, this is a good one. Tonight on Monday Night Raw. Ray Charles takes on The Undertaker for the undisputed Google Feud champion of the world.
Then during the match, the Undertaker's gonna hit Ray Charles, and the commentator's gonna be like, "He didn't see that coming." Because he can't see. And then Ray Charles will win.
Oh my god, that's Ray Charles' music! Comes running. Which is funny also because he's a musician, so.
First.
Alright, which one do you think? Higher or lower? 301,000 average monthly searches. KJ did ask, yeah, isn't this info from... It's compiled since 2017, I believe.
That was my understanding.
Hot Dog Bunwater says Ray Charles might as well fight John Cena. I don't know what that means, Hot Dog, but I believe you.
I like it. I feel like it's gonna be higher. That's my guess.
See, I feel like it's gonna be lower.
Yeah. Down says higher. Chris says ha ha ha. At Hot Dog Bun Water.
Oh, Hot Dog.
Hello, FHC.
Welcome into the Final Hour crew. My apologies.
Welcome.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Man.
Brendan says lower.
Should we flip a coin?
No. No, we shouldn't.
Lowers are starting to pull away.
Okay.
Down said higher, but KJ, Brendan, Chris ME, lower. Oh, now Sabby Queen's back with a higher. Chris goes, I think the last time The Undertaker came up, we overestimated. We've had The Undertaker before? Boom. I know, that's true. We've matched our high score.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We're going to go lower.
This is important. Yeah, let's go lower.
Sorry if we're wrong, Downs. And Sabby. And Calaf. Oh my god!
Man, GoDaddy.com.
I just wish anyone had said higher.
River's upset.
The good news is we scored 5. That is matching our high score, which, according to this game, is a quality score. If we get a score of 9 or over, we'd be in the top 10% of players.
That's the new goal.
All right, I do have a theory.
Mm-hmm.
Never bet against The Undertaker.
Yep.
Hello, FHC.
Prototype is here. Thank you again, Hot Dog, for popping in. I still don't know what the John Cena thing means. Do you have any idea what we're talking about there?
No.
Okay. Forgive me.
But it's wrestling. And
Downs is our official gaming morning show wrestling translator. So if Hot Dog doesn't have the answer, I'll take your explanation. Today's topic of the day, as we say goodbye to Sean, is going to be, or is, Tekken turned 25 today. Matt Ryan was traded from the Falcons to the Colts, and there's Houston Storm. So we're asking you, when did you root for someone who ended up changing places? You had said as you leave.
Jim Edmonds, Angels to the Cardinals, back in the early 2000s.
Gotcha. Well, I learned today that Jim Edmonds played for the Angels, so that was good. All right, everyone say goodbye to Sean. Sean's going to go do cool stuff.
Bye.
Thanks for the Coke.
Goodbye.
scoots on out of here. I'm Hefty Goof. This is Gaming Morning Show. Thanks for being along for the ride. Now I'm learning. So John Cena has a "you can't see me" saying. Thank you. That makes way more sense and is actually fairly funny. Thank you for being here. I was am still Shannon Sharp's my favorite football player of all time. Played for the Denver Broncos. Your Denver Broncos. And after we won our first 2 Super Bowls in the late 90s, went to the Baltimore Ravens as a free agent. And I was really sad. In fact, it was when I was in high school. We had morning basketball practice. Morning basketball practice started in the 5 o'clock hour. And at the time, I was not the early riser that you know me to be today. And I get ready to I'm lacing up the sneakers to go out and practice. And every single one of my friends, including Jeff, who used to be my friend before he didn't answer my phone call today, walked by and goes, "Ha ha, Goof. Shannon Sharp's no longer part of the Broncos. He signed with Baltimore," and I was devastated. However, Shannon came back and played for your Denver Broncos again and retired as a Bronco, which made me very, 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 very happy. So, there you go. All right, play a game or two more of Rocket League. We have our takeaways that were pretty okay. What is something you learned from today's Gaming Morning Show? And then we will send you somewhere if you are watching on Twitch via the raid. I invite you to check us out on YouTube. If you have not subscribed already on YouTube, please do, because that always is a huge help. And we have our Horizon Forbidden West Let's Play series with a new episode later today. Sports.gaming is playing through the game Horizon Forbidden West. And that is where you can find it on our YouTube page. It starts at noon Pacific time today, episode number 11. And Sean was saying we're about halfway through, maybe just over halfway through, and is really feeling good about how the story is picking up. So, started at 5. That's disgusting. So the hardest part, my last 2 years of high school basketball, was I was working in radio at the time. And my radio shift ended at 1 in the morning. And this was back in the day when radio stations, many of them, if not all of them still, had to sign off at night. So we used to play our radio station is done broadcasting for the day. Thank you for joining us. We will resume broadcasting tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. or something like that. So I actually shut the transmitter down or put it on low power before I left on Sunday night. But then the worst part of it was when we did have AM basketball practice, that started at 5 a.m. So I basically got like 3 hours of sleep and then had to go practice, which was unfortunate. So. Quiet goes, for a second, I thought you were also doing your Goof name origin story. That'll be a later in the GMS world story. Someday we'll tell you that story. Might have to be unlocked when we're doing a fundraiser of sorts. But yeah, we'll tell that story someday. I'd have Jeff tell you right now, in fact, because Jeff and I grew up together. But Jeff won't answer my phone call. Ridiculous. Prototype goes, radio station. Isn't that like a live, unrecorded podcast? They can be recorded, too. You could record radio stations. In fact, back in my day, many people would record songs off the radio. And get really mad at disc jockeys for singing or talking over the ramp. But we did have a really good idea. So tell us if you'd buy into this, chat. We got into the discussion of opening up a video store. Honestly, for the life of me, I cannot remember why. It was last hour even. So if anyone can remind me, K-Laugh, why we were talking about this. But we'd open a video store, okay? And we'd have a theme where you could show up and we would show a movie from a certain time. Let's say we were watching a 1988 cinematic classic, Short Circuit, which I think was in the 80s, starring cinema god of the time, Steve I was about to say Buscemi, and I don't think that's right. He was also in Three Men and a Baby. He was in a lot of stuff. Anyway, we're watching Short Circuit, okay? And Dr. Pepper's mentioned in the movie. So we serve Dr. Anyway, there's probably better examples of this. But we serve you food that matches the time era of the place, the movie. Would you go? Or maybe we have like a home theater that you can rent out because you don't have the best home theater at home. Okay? Maybe that's an option. Or you can rent classic VHS and DVD tapes and discs, respectively. And we give you the machines to play them because, as we learned earlier in the show, an Amazon listing for a VCR costs $300 some. Right? Maybe we open some. And it was actually well received. So there you go. It'll be Hefty Goof's a place you can watch movies. Quiet goes Steve Gutenberg? Exactly. Just like I said. Steve Gutenberg. I don't know who you were thinking of, chat, but I, Hefty Goof, definitely said Steve Gutenberg. Prototype says they need a new late sequel of Short Circuit where Johnny has been living a life on a farm but needs to save his friends, finds out there's another robot of his kind that's still alive. That'd be cool. Number 5 is alive. Doing old school Airbnbs as hot dog. That's not a bad idea either. Well, the last Blockbuster, which I think was at the time in Bend, Oregon. At least it was either the last or one of the last. Because I know there was one in Alaska that made it a long time too. A Blockbuster Video. They did an Airbnb cross promotion where, yeah, you could rent the Blockbuster and stay in it. So you could actually stay in Blockbuster Video. So to your point, that might kind of work. But just something, because, I mean, the reason this came up might have been because we were talking about enjoying the video store experience. Like, it was fun to go into a video store on a Friday night or something and figure out what movie you were going to watch. That was fun, right? And I'm not saying it's a better experience than going on Netflix. Even Jack referenced, decision fatigue when it comes to Netflix because there's just so many options, right? So anyway, I think it would be fun. Hefty Goof's a place you can rent a movie. So, Prototype says there's a documentary of the last Blockbuster. There are a 1 or 2 still around. I think one of them is privately owned with a Blockbuster name. Yeah, I think that's true. I thought they had all finally shut down, but I would definitely believe I'm wrong. Quiet M Gaming says, go to a Goodwill. You can usually find a VCR there. Well, see, here's the problem. Is it a hi-fi 4-head VCR? Because we were getting a hi-fi 4-head VCR. Also, it's really fun to call it a 4-head VCR. So, yeah. All right, 8:43 West Coast time, 11:43 out east. It is 3:43 for those watching GMS in the UK. K-Laugh still said we have some family video stores around town. That's cool. That's cool. Let me know if they offer kind of what I think it was DRG and KJ who talked about that cuisine thing. Brandon, Netflix is starting to have the shovelware problem. Lots of stuff. Lots of it is not good. Prototype, by the way, Houston here, we are good. A lot of down trees, hail and wind. Austin, Round Rock specific, had tornado touchdown. West Houston area had some damage, and most places on low altitude had some flooding. Thank you for updating us that, Prototype, because we had mentioned that was kind of some things that were trending this morning. Was I looked on Twitter, it sounds like thousands of Houston area CenterPoint Energy customers were without power during storms. So yeah, wishing you the best. It's really difficult because every day, right, we could get on here and continue to send well wishes to places, right? And natural disasters are at least not a man-made problem, except that could bring up climate change and stuff. But like The invasion of Ukraine is now in its 4th week, right? So there's things that are going on all the time, but wanted to wish you well for sure. West of Texas should be on the radar right now till Wednesday. I mean east of Texas. Okay. Well, yeah, keep your eye on everything. And I remember when Houston had some flooding. It was a while ago. I was in an airplane coming back and ended up talking to someone who was doing some volunteer work in Houston. And it was one of my most enjoyable plane rides in a long time, because we had like 7 of us in like the middle of the airplane, and we were just all talking to each other. Which, listen, I am definitely somebody who has no problem throwing on the headphones, right, and not wanting to talk to anyone on an airplane. But in this instance, it was really cool, and I was in the mood to talk to people, and we were sharing stories. Even the flight attendant kind of pampered us, was handing us extras, if you will. So it was a really fun, enjoyable flight. So. KJ said, I want to say Bend has a Blockbuster. See, I thought it did, but I thought it has actually shut down since then. I could be wrong. Kayla Family Video formed a partnership with Marco's Pizza so they can deliver video rentals with pizza orders. Now, that is very smart. Very smart. Quiet. Ooh. Oh, sorry. Oh, so sorry to offend your fancy schmancy VCR sensibilities. Yes, my forehead VCR. All right, 8:46, a little bit behind the clock. Let's give you what we're tracking at this hour. Mike O had an internet issue this morning. So I am filling in for Look It's Mike O, and we'll tell you that our story this hour comes from the New York Post, Patrick Riley. Earlier in the show, we had shared a tale of a bear opening up a car door not once but twice in California because the bear was trying to eat the corned beef sandwich that was in there. That was according to Times News Now. This story that we're about to share with you has to do with pigs and a bear. Okay. And again, Patrick Riley of the New York Post has the story. Good morning to you, Gonzo Gump. Thank you for being here.
Hello, FHC.
Wild video shows a pair of pigs fighting off a large black bear that had climbed into their enclosure in Connecticut. The pig pen in New Milford looked like a wrestling ring. The bear scaled a fence, began attacking some of the oinkers, writes Patrick, earlier this month, and the video was secured by a Ring security camera. NBC Connecticut got it. There was a white pig named Mary pushing back against the Bruin. Hammy, a black hog who had been inside of a roofed shelter attached to the sty, then suddenly charges at the bear, backing it into a corner on its hind legs. After a few minutes, the bear leaps out of the pen. The owner of these therapy pigs told the news outlet she was proud of the plucky animals. Quote, I'm very proud of them because Hammy, the little one especially, he's afraid of his own shadow, and the way he came charging out when he saw, in fact, the quote says, he's seen Mary tussling with the bear, he was like, oh no, no way, get out. The alarm typically goes off if there is a disturbance in the backyard, but the owner did not actually hear it in that particular evening, only learned about the bear after hearing her son and brother yelling. So the bear seemed, quote, cute, end quote, at first on the security footage, tumbled around in the hay beside the pig pen before it jumped the fence. And that's when I realized that my pigs can defend themselves, she said. Quote, I thank God, again, because it could have ended very badly. Well, good for the pigs. Pigs fighting off a black bear in Connecticut. Therapy pigs, for what it's worth. Yeah, these stories tend to get written with a pretty heavy thesaurus, I think. Caleb goes, is today Animal Thesaurus Day? Oinkers, Bruins, pet canines? Yeah, that first story, someone referred to the dog as pet canine. So, although Chris has got a point. Corned beef, pretty okay. So, can't remember. I think it was on St. Patrick's Day, that first story. So,
it was pretty okay.
All right. And that's what we're tracking at this hour with Gaming Morning Show. It's 8:50 on the West Coast. It's 11:50 on the East Coast. Now 3:50 for those watching in the UK. We got our Billy Thundergun Award coming up. Also, what were your takeaways that were pretty okay? We'll share those. Today's topic of the day has to do with Tekken 3 turning 25. What is the story that you have when someone was moved on, changed places? And sports seems like the perfect venue for this, right? People get traded in sports. You go from one team to another team because your team trades you, or free agency, or whatever. Do you have a story like that? We'd love to know. But Hot Dog says Tekken 3 is 25. I just got back from an Airbnb last week that had a stand with a projector that had Tekken 3. Wow. Classic games are fun. I learned a lot about Tekken today. I do think I would enjoy Tekken lore in like a YouTube video that kind of walked us through storylines. In fact, there was one about Twisted Metal. We had talked about that game recently, and it was trying to remember the name of the person who kind of organized the Twisted Metal game. Calypso was that person's name. And there were some great YouTube videos. I think Twisted Metal is being announced as a series, maybe on Paramount Plus. I can't remember who picked that up, maybe Peacock. But I remember enjoying the storylines of Twisted Metal, and it was a pretty fun game back in the day. So, interesting. Gonzo said, good morning. I've never had corned beef. And Chris asked, not even on St. Patrick's Day? That might be one of the... I might have actually had less corned beef on St. Patrick's Day than I have had in a breakfast hash. Like, corned beef hash with, like, eggs and potatoes is amazing. Amazing. Superphonic is here. Thank you for being here with the Final Hour crew.
Hello, FHC.
Good morning from my London office. Just checking in to say I love y'all. Thanks, Super. And we did explain that Super is one of our musicians. We also need a jingle for something Superphonic, and I cannot remember what. But somewhere we will tell you. The sun is shining here, and I'm not wearing a coat outside for the first time since June. Congratulations. Twice a week, not so bad. Oh, this is about the commute going to there. Gonzo goes, oh my gosh, loved Twisted Metal. Yeah, there's even a Twisted Metal car in the Sweet Tooth. Has a car in Rocket League, which I did not know. Prototype, Tekken has an anime coming out on Netflix. I did see that yesterday. In fact, I think I almost retweeted it, but that might be something to watch if I like the lore. Hot Dog, Twisted Metal was so good. Really surprised no recent games have made a game especially like that. Ooh, a Battle Royale style car fighting game? That could be pretty okay, actually. So, maybe we'll see that someday. All right, it's time for your Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming Re-News. This is a recap of all the video game headlines of the day. We do this in the 6 o'clock hour every single show, and you can find it on our Instagram and some other places after the show is over.
Hashtag GMS Morning Gaming News.
Plus, you can find it on Twitter right now by going and searching hashtag GMS Morning Gaming News. PlayStation has acquired Jade Raymond's Haven Studios. Drew Mega was in here the first hour, had high praise for Jade Raymond. This is a smaller acquisition, interpreted Sports.Gaming, but it's still an acquisition nonetheless, and it got us into the topic of a legs race, because this is not as maybe big as an arms race, or they're denying that Xbox, Microsoft, and Sony, PlayStation, are in an arms race. Maybe they're in a legs race. And then we talked about some of our favorite leg races, like the 4x100 meter relay, or the 3-legged race, or the potato sack race. So there you go. It's a legs race. That was from Michael McWhorter of Polygon. The latest Nintendo Switch update lets you organize your games into groups. That was from Jason Guasau of Game Informer. I would not use this because I am horrible at organizing things. My phone has 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9.5 pages of unorganized apps. I'm also the person who has, and this upsets people, right now 103,000 unread emails above my mail icon. I tried. Gonzo says there's things called folders, right? I tried a few times, in fact, of these 9.5 pages of apps. The 5th page, full of folders. So that probably makes this whole thing worse, actually, now that I think about it. I have 9.5 pages of squares, and that includes some that are in folders. Anyway, if you like organization, Nintendo Switch now lets you organize. I think Sean said like 100 folders of up to 200 games apiece, possibly. So. And the last one from Adam Bankhurst of IGN, Mass Effect's co-creator has a new studio, and it's working on, quote, an all-new science fiction universe. Again, that was from IGN's Adam Bankhurst. If you missed any of those, go to our Twitter, @WatchGMS, and you can check them all out there. I am Hefty Goof on Twitter, by the way. Out today, Zero Escape, the Nonary games, Xbox Series X and S and Xbox One. Rune Factory 5 out today for Switch. A Place for the Unwilling out today for Switch. And Tempest 4000 for Switch. Today's name of the morning,
#GMS name of the morning,
was Kraken Academy for Xbox and Switch. There's 2 exclamation points in Kraken Academy. Congratulations. Gonzo's, yeah, there's things called folders, quiet shutters. Second pronunciation is correct. Nailed it. Just ignore me. No, your mispronunciation counter would have. Hot dog, a folder feature I hope my kids don't find and hide the games I play. Fantastic visual novel games. Well, fantastic. Thank you for the context. If you ever like any of the games that we talk about, be sure to mention them on Twitter, and you can include @WatchGMS if you would like. One more time, a reminder, our friend Wallstormer is hosting an event around GDC, which is going on this week in San Francisco. Please go there tonight and throughout the week, every single evening at 5 p.m. Pacific time, as it's Intella GDC. Josh, a.k.a. Wallstormer, is hosting a lot of great folks, doing interviews with developers and such. It's one of Wallstormer's first ever events, so please, if you can, support. Also, retweeting and spreading the word on social media is always super helpful. @Wallstormer is Josh's handle, and @IntelliGameUS is the IntelliGame handle. Also, Josh asked, dots, ? Hell yes, what are you 74? I think this is going back to the candy. You know, like gumdrops, but the dots versions that are super, 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 super hard. Ugh. Gross. I think I have a Billy Thundergun Award winner today. Just trying to remember who it is. Looking right now. It was not that person. Stand by. This will all make sense in a moment. I promise. Said stand by. Oh, wait. Sorry, Kalaf, you're going to get first runner-up. Kalaf had something that I really enjoyed, plus a lot of Tekken information. Even Quiet had a really solid show. I do want to point that out. Many of you did. But I forgot.
Billy Thundergun Teammate of the Match Award.
It goes to Jeff, and here's the reason why. Is because Brendan has a point. Brendan said, Jeff doesn't answer one time, and I'm no longer his friend. In fact, that's Brendan's takeaway of the day. Takeaway that was pretty okay. If you miss one call from Ryan, you are no longer his friend. If that was the case, Brendan, I would be screwed, because you know how many phone calls I miss? So to you, Jeff, you are a Billy Thundergun Award winner, despite not being able to answer my phone calls today. So frustrating as it was, I don't blame you. I'm sure you're busy, and I also hope that you're okay, as opposed to me sitting here complaining. Everyone else, very good show. Very proud of you. Thanks for being here. It's good stuff. Good stuff. It's time for the clip of the day. The clip of the day. Hey, look! It's the clip of the day. Toot toot. National 3D Day. National Egg Day. Not Egg Day, but Egg Day.
Is that like word for agriculture?
Yes, it is exactly what that means. Does it sound any different when I try to say National Egg Day versus National Egg Day?
Yes. But I'm also reading the word.
The chat, does it actually sound different? Because captions are getting me with egg, EGG, on each of them. Egg Day versus Egg Day.
Now, AG is also the chemical symbol for silver. So is this National Silver Day?
It's actually National Silver Agriculture Day.
Ooh, gotta Gotta raise those silvers.
Yep.
Breed them up.
It's for everyone herding silver today. Yeehaw. There you go. Everyone herding silver. Thank you for raising all the silver that we need on your silver farms. What a fun show. Thanks for being here. I had a good time. A very good time. We appreciate you hanging out with us wherever you may be on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and at GamingMorningShow.tv. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really like hanging out every single morning as we do Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific time on all of these platforms that we mentioned. So, Kate Zade will be streaming here shortly, so be sure to find Kate at twitch.tv/KateZade. You can also find Kate's efforts in the Etsy store. Make some cool Stardew Valley merchandise that you can find. So please go say hi to Kate as Kate signs on later today. We are going to go... So many choices. Just looking at one person here. Drew Tega. So we're going to send you over playing Fortnite today. Remember, the old person Fortnite League is, in fact, in full force. Okay. Full force. So if you want to be a member of the old person Fortnite League, please reach out to I am JF Downs, because probably Downs is organizing something. If not, play Fortnite. But that's what Drew Tega is playing. I want to make the world a better place before I go. You can find out more at twitch.tv/Drew Tega. Takeaways that were pretty okay. What's something you learned from today? As I mentioned, one of the takeaways from Brendan was, if you miss one phone call from Ryan, you are no longer his friend. We also learned that the Undertaker can really screw up higher or lower, the new version of Google Feud, which is always frustrating. So, my takeaway that was pretty okay is the leg race is what Sony and Xbox are going through. It's not an arms race, it's a leg race. My favorite leg race is the three-legged race. So, there you go. All right, for everyone who made it possible, I am Hefty Goof. Thanks for having fun with us today. We will see you again tomorrow. And please say good morning from GMS to Drew Tega. And, of course, Kate Zade signing on as well this morning. So either way you go, you cannot go wrong. And we will see you again tomorrow for more Gaming Morning Show. For Sean, for Austin, for Mike. Mike, hope your internet gets better. Hope you had fun. I'm Hefty Goof. See you tomorrow.
Once upon a time, we were both happy. Everything was fine, and suddenly it leave. I was left behind.